Yeah.
Hey guys, how's it going? All right. So, yeah, I was just letting Sin know that okay, it was just a little bit of hesitation there. Okay. Um yeah, I was just letting Sin know that Facebook, as long as you claim to be a guy, claim to identify as one, you're allowed to put your tits up there even if you're a fucking female. Um you hadn't heard about that before, but yeah, no, identity politics, Facebook, not much of a surprise. But yeah, some chick
Well,
put a picture of her tits on there, and she's all like, "Well, I identify as a man," and then all of a sudden they said, "Oh, well, it doesn't break our terms and conditions."
oh wait. Okay, so this is something else that. Oh, okay. I think I did hear about it because she tried to argue that she's just like I can't remember. Like in normal day, she tapes down her boobs, so therefore she's a man.
Yeah, basically.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and like I was saying, dude, like if I wanted to go ahead and get on my own channel, or if one of the people that I invite onto my channel is on, if they're actually a fucking guy and they're sitting there fucking shirtless, I can't see YouTube having a fucking issue with it when that bullshit's going on Facebook.
Well, I mean, it depends on their guidelines versus Facebook's.
Yeah, well, YouTube's already shown that they're not willing to equally and evenly apply their fucking guidelines, so they can suck my fat cock.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Hi guys, I'm back.
Yeah, it doesn't take long when Sin is in the conversation to go to dicks and pussies and everything else.
Dick, pussy, everything.
Paul Blart. We even go to Paul Blart.
Oh yeah. Actually, I'm laying off the whole Lacey Green thing because I'm actually starting to feel kind of bad for
her. Yeah. Basically, she's been sticking to her guns, so I can't really,
Yeah, the fact that she's sticking to her guns, I'm like, you know what? All right, you know what? I'll give you an honest to goodness chance instead of this tentative bullshit that I've been doing. So, yeah, I might have actually been wrong about Lacey, and I'm man enough to admit it. So,
yeah, I'm man enough to admit I was right.
Well, the thing is you got to admit, with Lacey, it was like, okay, this is a flip of a coin whether or not this is bullshit.
I guess personally, I just had a feeling about it, and usually when I it's like a gut instinct with me. If I think it's a good decision to stick with, I will. Most of the time, I'm right. Is what's weird.
See, most of the time, I'm right about people, but I also don't really interact with a whole lot of people online that I don't know in real life.
Yeah.
or if I am interacting with them online, I've been interacting on them online for years, and me, my mind's like a fucking steel trap. You sit there and say something 4 years ago, I'm gonna fucking remember it. I'm worse than any fucking wife.
And I'm quite the opposite. I'll forget everything you say to me within the next day.
Yeah, no, I will remember everything because I guess my brain's just like completely fucked up from my spheres of friends in the past.
Yeah.
Because I've let everyone know on the channel before, it's no secret, but when I was younger, the vast majority of my friends were women.
Right.
The vast majority. Like, I had, like, the amount of male friends that I had throughout my school years, you can count on one hand.
Huh. I mean, mine's about the same, but basically it's friends in general. Everyone else was acquaintances.
You see, as soon as school stopped, I was all like, wait a minute. Because I started hanging out with guys after high school ended, and where college ended up beginning, or where college was supposed to begin. But I ended up hanging out. I ended up hanging out with male friends, and all of a sudden, I'm all like, "Hey, this is hanging out with people can actually be fucking fun, really." Because I had come to associate, hanging out with other people with consistent guilt trips, consistent fucking abuse, consistent, being talked down to, consistent everything. And I'm like,
Consistent high school bullshit.
oh no, it was high school female bullshit, which takes it to a whole new level. Because guys, yeah, we give
Right.
each other a hard time, but it's usually pretty fucking lighthearted. No, women are fucking vicious in high school. Good God.
You see, I had the opposite experience with that. Women were all crying and emotional, and all the guys wanted to beat the shit out of each other. They were high on testosterone.
Well, you see, the thing is yeah, guys are gonna want to beat the shit out of each other, but also at the same time, I'm talking about like when interacting in their own little social spheres. I'm not talking about when you're seeing the clash. Like where, like with guys, like the jocks. I mean, yeah, they were the hyper testosterone one, but then you've got the nerds, you've got the geeks, you got the outcasts, all of that, and those guys weren't sitting there and constantly at each other's throats.
I actually didn't start hitting my nerd stage till after high school.
But the thing is I hung out with all different types, and yeah, it was bad because when I hung out with the girls, it didn't matter what social sphere I was in.
Right.
That viciousness was always fucking there.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was my presence that was causing it, like if I was acting as a fucking catalyst for it, or if women literally act that way and they think that that's fucking normal or sane.
Well, you see, like I was saying, I had the different experience, and it wasn't just when they clash. I think I didn't explain it properly. I would be over here with girls, and I'd be like the only guy, and they'd be having like this pity party, eat ice cream, but then talk bad about yourself because you ate ice cream bullshit going on.
Okay.
So, see what I mean? And then when I was with the guys alone, everybody was just like, hey, you want to hit my head with your head? No. I've started.
Literal questioning. Yes. They don't have enough of that in schools anymore. That's the reason why we ended up with this latest generation of so-called men.
As I told you before, I willingly, stupidly entered ball kicking contest and won.
Yeah, no, that was one contest. I'm all like, yeah, no, you know what? We'll just say you win by default. Let's no. I'm all like, I don't need to guarantee the future retardation of my children. You know,
it's one surefire way to win.
I mean, I guess that's one of nature's natural selection things there, I guess. But Jesus Christ. Like, I don't get the whole ball kicking contest. I don't get that. I never have. Hey, Chaz,
there's actually some people that like it. Hey, Chaz.
Long time no
Chaz
see.
Like, hi, Ryu.
Hi, Ryu. Probably all like, why in the fuck are you two streaming this late at night, motherfuckers?
Oh, why the hell are you here, Sin? You haven't been around forever. I really haven't. I haven't even done my own shit.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, I just had a bunch of stuff that I needed to take care of. I had a whole bunch of personal life shit that just all kind of hit the fan all at once, and so I needed to go ahead and get that shit lined up. And let's be honest, I was starting to get to the point where I was starting to kind of fucking burn out.
Yeah, people in my middle school were doing ball kicking contests. Just to be fair.
Oh, I saw that shit happening in fucking high school.
It only happened once in the locker room. That ended quickly when the female teacher stormed into the locker room to stop everybody. The
thing is the person laying on the floor, if she asked, like when she asked if it was all right, if his response was not kiss it and make it better, he has to turn in his man card. Just saying.
I think his response was, what was it? It's hard to remember because there was so much shit that happened. There was so much shit that happened after that. Principal got called and everything. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah,
because
it's
I
it's
was in there.
considered physical assault, and actually, it can actually be considered attempted murder in some areas.
Well, this is Kentucky. All right, so
Um,
okay, I'm reading Chaz's thing. It says last week I saw my first ever transgender. Which way
oh shit.
is my question.
Chaz, where do you live?
Well,
Don't
also,
tell us
which
exactly where you live,
trans?
but like what state?
Like, which trans is it also as well? Like, is it male to female or female to male?
And is it an actual fucking trans or someone who's just claiming to be trans? Because there's a big motherfucking difference. Because the ones that just claim to be trans tend to be the scarier ones.
Oh, West London.
Oh shit. Okay. Sorry. Uh, Damn. It
I
looks
wouldn't
like
know
one of our
anything about.
libtards actually fucking went over to West London.
Oh, I mean, London's going to shit from what I understand.
Well, male to female, figure it this way. At least, there's a chance of making a guy happy there because at least the trans is going to know what the guy wants. Or at least
With his or her daughter, it was a private pool.
oh,
Okay.
wow.
Wait, when you say his or her daughter, do you mean like they are the his or her, or that the daughter is a his or her as well?
And, and actually, Chaz, either tomorrow or the next day, I'm going to actually be talking with Dilgap. I'm actually going to be doing a stream with him. It's probably going to be a pretty long stream because we've also got another topic that actually fits in perfectly in with that we've been just not connecting on as far as being able to actually get it fully talked about. So look forward to that stream either tomorrow or the next day.
Uh, well, we got a good little start here. Do you want to talk about the beliefs thing we were going to do, or?
Yeah, you can go ahead and start it off. I'll let you go ahead and explain your situation because we're kind of in the same boat a little bit, but I'm not
Yeah.
atheist. I'm agnostic. So
I am completely atheist because I started off Christian, but then I started studying other religions, basically.
Mhm.
And the more I looked into them, it's just like it's basic human survival and everything. It goes back to the basis of what humans believe in general, and that was even before there were gods. Not to mention there are pantheons with multiple gods, and the only way that the one god would be okay with that is if he was every single god and able to manifest himself multiple times, even at the same time.
yeah, that
I
kind of
don't know.
comes with omnipresence.
Yes, but omnipresence does not mean. I don't think it means like like multiple yous. I think omnipresence means like you are all knowing, isn't it?
No, it means you exist everywhere at every time at every instant in time simultaneously. So yeah, you know everything because you are everything, you see everything, you hear everything, all of it. Um,
Okay. Well, that's a
although
bit different than I
although
understood it.
here's one thing. In the Bible it says that God's omnipotent, right? And I know I'm going to get some
Yeah.
fucking haters on this. But the thing is, it says God's omnipotent. But then it also says that when a man and a woman lie together, God turns his eyes away. So if he's able to turn his eyes away, then he is not existing in that space at that point. So technically, I guess he's got like a dial that he can fucking do. He can turn down the omnipotence a little bit. And right now, it really seems like he just kind of twisted it all the way and kind of broke it off. It's all like, yeah, no, I'm just nowhere. That's kind of how it feels nowadays. You can go ahead. You can go ahead and ask Chaz about his experience at the fucking pool. That right there, proof positive.
Yeah.
Now, this is coming from someone who lives in California. where
Yeah.
where the thing is you got basically a 50-50 shot here. I mean, in all honesty, like, you never fucking know. And the thing is there are some guys that make very convincing women. In fact, there's some guys that make better women than women. Like, I'm gonna be fucking honest with that.
I'll go with that too.
I mean, the mind of a man in the body of a woman, that is a fucking potent mix right there.
I would say it's almost the norm, yes.
As the general from Avatar said, give me the goosebumps. Oh my god, like, seriously, that's like the #1 fucking weapon right there.
What's funny is it is almost the norm, Chaz, over in California.
Yeah, it's not the norm. It's actually, especially where I live in California, because I live in Northern California.
Oh, okay.
So,
well then, yeah, you're a little bit out of it. Yeah.
But the thing is I live. I'm not going to say within spitting distance of a town called Chico, but Chico is a college party town, very liberal, so on and so forth. But even Chico, when the vote came, let's just say this, Chico was sporting the blood color, all right? And I'm talking about blood outside of the body, not in the veins. Because some people are like, well, blood's actually technically blue when it's in your veins. It's all like, yeah. So, I'm talking about the blood that you can see, motherfucker. Because if you shine light through your fucking finger, what color is it? Fucking red. Shut the fuck up. So even when it's going through your capillaries, it turns fucking red. So fuck off. Welcome to iron.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Like where I'm at, it's not the it's not so much the norm, but it's very much so accepted as long as they're not out causing issues. Like, but it's always been that way up here. Like, yeah, you got some people that, you know, anything that's different, you know, burn it with fire. I mean, come on, you know. I mean, all right.
Yeah.
But the thing is a lot of people, it's more up here. It's more of a live and let live mentality. Yeah. You know, it's all like, you don't fuck with me, I don't fuck with you. As soon as you fuck with me, I not only fuck you up, but I fuck up your entire family line back to the beginning.
I find it funny that I'm not the one who messed up what we were talking about this time.
Right?
Yes. Guys, we have switched minds. He is now the segue.
Right. But anywho, yeah, back to what you were saying. So you studied well, you started looking into other religions. And
like, I looked into the Norse and the most of the other pantheons that have multiple gods is what I've started looking into. And then I've looked into the Mormon thing. I knew that wasn't going to work out very well, just to be honest.
Dude, you as a Mormon, oh good God, no.
Well, I didn't look into it as in like going into the religion. I looked into it because my neighbors were next door and they happen to have a Mormon Bible.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, trying to imagine you as a fucking Mormon. No. But I mean, I wouldn't imagine you as a fucking Catholic is a hell no as well. Maybe a Lutheran.
If I was a Catholic, I would have been decapitated and bled dry some time ago.
I was just kicked out.
Oh, I hear they've gotten much nicer now.
Yeah. Well, but the thing is I was, I was 4 years old.
Oh, well.
They got a little bit pissed off because they couldn't argue against a 4-year-old.
YOLO theory, you only live once. I also believe you only live once, but I don't believe you should do everything and anything to end it just because you can.
Right?
Yeah.
The whole thing is like with the YOLO mentality, you know, it's one of those things. It's all like, yeah, by all means, you know, don't be afraid of taking some risk, but I mean, honestly, make sure that the risk is worth the reward at the end.
Yeah.
Just be smart about it, try to minimize the risk while still having the fun.
Exactly. Like, I can understand
if you want to go out and have sex,
wanting to get a
get a
fast car.
vasectomy, use a condom, make sure that you know the chick well enough to know whether or not she's a closet psycho, or whether or not, should I say, whether or not she's a closet psycho or an out in the open psycho. That sort of shit.
That saying works for another one. I can't pronounce your name. I'm just gonna call you Holy Blade. See, he put Yolt, Y-O-L-T. You only live twice. You could also make that you only live thrice.
Very true. Very, very true. But yeah, as far as like me with where I'm at, I kind of I kind of got to where I'm at as far as like my religious beliefs and opinions and so on and so forth, as far as what they are now, in very much so the same way that sin did. Hey, what's up, Staying Free? But I got there pretty much the same way that sin did. I started out as Catholic, then that ended at me being 4 years old, and then I went Lutheran. Well, the thing is they actually wanted me to go in to be a pastor for the Lutheran Church.
Oh, wow.
They actually wanted me to start going through and doing that because I was able to go ahead and explain the Bible in a multitude of ways. But then as part of that, you're supposed to go ahead and look into other religions. It's actually part of the process, because they believe that if you're going to be going ahead and discussing religion with people, you should probably know a little bit about their religion and where they're coming from, so you can point out the falsehoods, where you can go ahead and point out the similarities, where you can go ahead and say, well, here's where the divergence is, that sort of thing. It's a pretty smart way of doing it, It's basically basic debate rules as far as that's concerned. And so I started looking into it, and I noticed one thing, and it was almost all of the religious, God on earth stories, quote unquote, are almost exact parallels of each other, just throughout different fucking time frames.
Yep.
And I was like,
it's just
wait a minute. This is all just one giant bit of plagiarism, isn't it?
Yeah, but
y'all believe the same fucking thing, just with some slight tweaks to the minor details.
Like, for instance, just Baptist. I know that. I'm not sure who. Oh, Holy Blade said he's Southern Baptist. Well, we often joke that my Nana is Southern Baptist because she's just like, I am by the Bible. You know what I mean? Right. But we're really just regular Baptist. Or we were. I'm an atheist. They're still Baptist. But what my Nana would do with the Baptist thing is it's all about Jesus. That's the only difference really between most of the things is Jesus is the Savior.
Well, you see, the thing is like between Lutheran and Catholicism, there's one major difference. I mean, there's a couple of minor ones, but those are, just more tit for tat type of things. There's one major difference though, and that's called the Holy Trinity. And what that is the Catholics believe that God is one. Like, he was Jesus. Yes, Jesus was his son, but it's the whole omnipotence thing. Whereas the Lutherans believe that God is actually three parts. He's the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Where that actually comes from is actually from the Jewish Bible, from the original writing of the Bible.
Yep.
And in Revelations, there's the beasts that are constantly praising God, and they say, "Holy, holy, holy is the Lord God Almighty, who was and is to come." I believe it's Revelation 4, verse 18.
I would not know. It's
remember
been forever.
off the top of my head whether it's 418 or 416. But anywho, would have been awesome if it was 420. But moving on.
Yeah, it would have proved so much.
But the thing is in the Jewish language, there's actually 3 different characters used for holy there.
Yeah.
It's saying holy, 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 but it's saying it with different characters each time. And that's the only time that happens in the Jewish language. Except
I'm pretty sure that's
when it's talking about the birth of Christ and the conception of Christ. That's the only time. And the thing is then two different characters are used. One to describe the Holy Ghost, and then one to describe Jesus.
Yeah.
And so the thing is it actually fits in, and so that's where they come through, you know, and that's where the big separation is. And not to mention Lutherans, the other major thing that actually kind of stems from that is Lutherans don't believe in praying to the saints, because God says, "Thou shalt not worship any other gods before me." Well, praying to the saints seems like it might piss God off just a wee tad bit.
Yep.
So, of course, Lutherans don't pray to the saints. They're all like, no, you pray directly to God. That's the reason why Jesus was here. You pray to either Jesus or you pray directly to God, because the thing is yes, they are all one, but they also are separate. So you can pray to the Holy Ghost, you can pray to Jesus, or you can pray to God, and you're not breaking that rule.
I basically I never understood prayer. It basically feels like you're just talking to yourself.
My prayers usually done very facetiously. So the thing is, I'm like, okay. And God knows not to take me too seriously.
Yeah. and to answer the Jesus is King thing, I'm pretty sure that's just, like, yeah, he's king, bro. But yeah, he's technically in Baptist, or at least in the regular Baptist, don't know about Southern Baptist, didn't look into it, didn't seem like a very good idea too. But as far as Jesus is king, he won't become king until he comes back and kills Satan with some kind of damn sword that apparently he gets from Michael. I don't understand. Apparently Michael's just holding his damn sword for him.
If he's gonna get a sword that powerful, it's gonna be coming from Michael. He is fucking honest.
Like, there is one archangel that's stronger than Michael. There is, but he mostly doesn't fight. He's a healer.
Yeah. Oh, there's also one other one. There's also
there is.
One.
I only know of one.
There is one other one, but he ain't in heaven no more.
Oh, you're talking about, yeah. I forgot what his actual name is.
Same here. Every time, I only know Lucifer and Satan. Those are the only two that I know. And I know that there's another one. There's his actual fucking name, and for some odd reason, it always escapes me.
Is it Aristophanes or something like that?
No, that's actually from a completely different religion.
Oh, okay. I couldn't remember.
Completely different religious view. But it does come based out of Catholicism.
Yeah, that's where I was trying to base it off of, because my study started with just Baptist. Huh?
Were you talking about Mephistopheles?
Yes. I don't know why I always want to put an A on it. I don't know why.
Yeah, no, actually, it was kind of cool to see him actually represented in fucking anime. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah. I also found
did a good job of it too.
I also found it funny that have you ever seen what is it?
And the reason why you're probably
Supernatural.
Oh yeah. The reason why you're probably wanting to put an A there is because one of the most famous stories is that Aristotle was actually deceived by him.
You see, I keep wanting to say Aristophanes, and I don't know who
Yeah, you're
that's
trying
supposed
to
to be.
confuse the two names. You're trying to ship them.
Oh, I guess. Oops. Only sometimes, but
I'm
whenever
only
it involves a
knowledgeable on
giant,
very specific things, but on the things that I'm very knowledgeable about, dude, I'm fucking well endowed. But on things that I don't know about, I know nothing about them. Like if you ask me something about cars, I'm like, huh?
I do have a lot of knowledge. It just sometimes takes like a Kickstarter in my like say a certain name, and I'll be like, oh, I can recite a story about them or whatever.
Yeah.
But I may have some details off. It's just how my brain works. I hate to say it, but whenever I wing it with Ryu, I am basically going no notes, and it screws me over a bit.
Well, I do the same fucking thing. Like none of my stuff is pre-scripted. I don't ever have any notes really. I think I did one live stream where I was actually showing a couple of news articles. That's
We
the
still do
closest I've
plan
ever
on doing
had to
that.
fucking notes.
We still plan on doing that, Chaz. It's just it's gonna be a bit. Uh,
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. At that point, I'm gonna actually have to line up several topics for us along with Sin. I mean, we're gonna have to sit there and decide what we're gonna be fucking covering. Um, but I'm also not
the
one
main
of those people to gently put my toe into the fucking pool. I'm one of those people that just jumps in. So,
and I think for that one we should just make the category entertainment.
oh yeah, no, it's definitely gonna be entertainment. Since they don't have
It's
psychosis as a category.
it's also going to be
That's what it's
entertaining,
gonna
so you're
devolve
going to
into.
try to stay awake.
Oh,
It's going to be.
I got plenty of ways of staying awake. It's just
I mean,
finding a day where I can dedicate the full 24 hours. Like I will have to definitely plan that out like a week in advance and be all like,
and
look, I don't care what the fuck comes up. I don't care if someone fucking dies. I ain't fucking doing it.
yeah. Well, I mean, here's the thing: if somebody dies, you really don't have to rush to their side. They ain't going nowhere.
Right? Seriously.
Dark jokes. Anyway,
Not unless my best fucking fantasy comes to light and there's actually a zombie apocalypse. But then you're gonna
well
have
then there's just going to
then
be
you're
fun.
gonna have the fucking intersectional feminists and libtards sitting there and saying zombies have rights too. Yeah, they have the right
You
to
know,
suck on my shotgun.
you know what I? You know it's going to be great
Hmm.
when you see your first transgender zombie.
Oh, dude.
That's going to be great.
Oh man.
I bet nobody has even attempted to think about that.
Oh, that needs to be in a fucking zombie movie. All
I
right.
mean, there. I think I
Anywho, we're
remember.
getting way off topic here.
Yeah. Well, technically,
I'll
we're
take it
still
that
on
we're talking
it.
about zombies, and that is part of a religion, but still, no.
The Church of Zombies.
Actually, it's from an African shaman religion.
Oh yeah, I read a little bit about that one. I can't remember what it's called though.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the religion. I could go racist and just sit there and say, oh yeah, the religion is, and then make a whole bunch of pops and clicks, but I'm not going to go that route.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Holy
I'm
Blade.
looking at what Holy Blade just said. Trans zombies, huh? Sad face.
But anyway,
Holy
so
Blade,
back on.
Holy Blade's favorite horror monster just got ruined.
Well, mine got ruined a long time ago, and his name was Dracula. So
Oh, dude, yeah. I mean, if you actually look at Bram Stoker's Dracula and compare it to modern day vampires, and I ain't even fucking talking about fucking Twilight. Get that shit the fuck out of here. No, but even to modern day vampires that are quote unquote done well,
yeah,
no,
Underworld, and Helsing were the only good good vampire things I've ever seen since the original.
Actually, even
Well,
those are.
I'll take that back. Even the one from Van Helsing, the live action movie, was pretty good.
Yeah, but even then, you know, it's still the whole sunlight thing. I mean, yeah, they lose their fucking powers at that point. It makes them vulnerable, but the thing is, they don't burst into fucking flames, so, and no one gets that right anymore.
You see, I like the one they did in the Van Helsing one, because if the Van Helsing one, where he was rescuing Frankenstein and everything else, the monster,
Yeah,
where they got it right, and where they got it right, and the monster's name was Frankenstein's monster, not Frankenstein.
yeah.
And then basically he did take
Oh,
on the moniker of
Holy knows
Frankenstein.
Bram Stoker too. Look at that shit. He knows his history.
Yep, Vlad the Impaler. Yep,
Vlad the Impaler. And actually, Dracula is the son of the dragon, though. You
Yes.
didn't quite get it right. Dracul is the dragon, and that was his father's title.
Vlad Dracul. Yeah. Vlad the Impaler. Yeah. Vlad Dracul was Vlad the Impaler's real name.
No, his father's title was Dracul. His father's title was Dracul. Yeah. His name was Dracula, which actually means son of the dragon.
Oh wait,
they got it from a cult that they were involved in.
I must be mixing something, because I remember it goes I remember after his father died, he took on his father's moniker.
Actually, it was when he was born and baptized into that cult, he got the name Dracula. Well, title Dracula.
Right.
In the cult.
But I'm going by family name, not moniker. They were the Dracul family.
I forget what his father's first name was. It was something Tepesh, but whatever.
Oh, there's a dragon emoji. I didn't know that.
Oh, fucking A, dude. There you go.
But,
son of the green trouser snake. Got it.
But yeah, let's go on to your view, because you're the agnostic guy. You explained a bit, but...
See, with me, the reason why I'm agnostic and not atheist is because I will jokingly say, look at the duckbill platypus. All right, you cannot tell me that there isn't a God, and you cannot tell me that God isn't an asshole and that he doesn't have a sick and twisted sense of humor. I jokingly say that, but the thing is the reason why I'm agnostic and not full-fledged atheist is because the thing is the odds of all of the molecules coming together to randomly create life on a planet that just happens to be the right distance away, that happens to have the right amount of fucking carbon, that happens to have the right amount of water vapor, that happens to have the right atmospheric pressure, the right gravity, all of that. The thing is the odds of that, well, they're astronomical. And the thing is they're not any fucking higher than some omnipresent force sitting there and saying, all right, here we go. You know, this is life. I'm going to go ahead and stick my dick in here really quick, stir it around a little bit. All right, there's life. There's little mini-me's. Let's do this. You know, honestly, the odds of both of those things happening are pretty much equal.
Right, and that's why I will go ahead and say it's not that I'm against religion or anybody that has it. I'm against...
I never said I'm not against religion.
Well, I'm not saying all right, let me rephrase. I didn't mean religion. I meant religious views. Religious views. Let's rephrase that.
I've never said that I'm not against religious views.
Well, I am not completely against
religious views.
You see, there's a difference to me between religious views and religion.
Well, you see, the thing is religious views are just you imposing your morals onto other people. And I don't think you should ever fucking do that. Short of, you know, hey, killing's wrong. Okay, that's a pretty good fucking moral to have. You know, it's
Yeah.
all like, as if we didn't have that, I mean, well, it's good for us as humans. It's bad for Mother Nature.
You see, the way I look at it with the religious views versus religion itself is religion to me is something that is established and does the thing you said that people with religious views do. Whereas if one person with a religious view of, let's just say, like, he worships the zombie god of Akmor, who's going to believe that other than another person that's just like, okay, this lets me get away with what I want?
Yeah, pretty much. And
So that's my view.
That's the reason why I have a problem with organized religion, as just in principle, is because the fact is people use it as a fucking excuse, and they do the most horrible things in the name of their God, and they say, well, my God says it's okay, so therefore it's okay. It doesn't matter what you think. It's all like, you just sat there. You just sat there, cut off that little girl's clit, and then fucked her thighs. And you say that's okay, that any God is okay with that. No, he's not. He's looking down at you going, what the fuck are you saying?
Yeah.
Like, you're supposed to bring people to me, not make them think I'm a complete and total psychopath. Let them find that out once they start worshiping me.
Yeah. Hey, Ryan, I just realized what today is. Today's Sunday.
There we go. I'm okay with that. It's not Sunday here for me yet. I still got an hour.
For me. We started this at midnight for me.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Like, it's already 1 a.m. for me. So.
Yeah, Chaz actually has a good thing right there, too. Turn super religious on Sunday, then go back to your hamster wheel on Monday through Friday. Straight the fuck up. And then on Saturday, do everything you're not supposed to do. That you're not supposed to fucking do. You know, it's all like, what the fuck? Vladimir Hitler did nothing wrong.
I mean, he technically didn't. I'm not even joking. He technically didn't. All he did, the reason he put those bodies on pikes and drank blood was to scare off the enemies of the nation.
Right?
Oh, I have my own day now.
Yeah.
Saturday is Sin Day.
Yep. Yeah, no, the thing is
But that is... oh, sorry. Sorry, go ahead.
The thing is like, that's another thing that I've noticed about hyper-religious people. Like, behind closed doors, they are the most twisted, kinky, fucked up people on the fucking planet, and yet they're out there waggling their finger at other fucking people.
Yeah. What I find funny is that my Nana is basically one of those super religious people, but she's one of those people that sticks by it until, you know, just you really piss her off. And then she starts swearing.
Yep. Yeah.
Like, that is the worst thing I've ever seen her do, is swear and wish somebody dead.
Oh, Holy Blade, I am pretty fucked up myself. All of my exes know this. I mean, hell, I'm a pretty fucked up person, but the thing is I do have my standards. I have those certain lines that I won't cross unless I'm doing it to prove a fucking point. And usually that fucking point is, look, you've pushed me to the point where I'm willing to do anything to fuck up your world.
And now we have fallen into my territory of discussion.
And it's really fucking weird. Because the thing is to get me to that fucking point, you have to have been a hypocrite. That is an absolute requirement.
I mean, all you have to do to get me to a fucking point is take your clothes off.
No. I'm not talking about fucking your entire world up as in literally, because at that point, all you have to do is have a nice, big, jiggly ass and fucking no uterus. There you go. Boom.
I mean, I'm allowed to say that because I'm allowed to say that because I'm bi. And what's funny is what
I've already done my experimenting, and honestly, my dick definitely prefers pussy.
I do lean more towards females because even the men I've been with have feminine looks. So I guess you could say I'm more straight than bi. But I mean, I'm not above it.
You're straight with bi tendency. There you go. Boom.
Yeah, we could put it that way.
Let's keep it simple.
There you go.
For once, we're keeping something simple on my channel, folks.
Simplified bisexuals.
But yeah, I guarantee fucking to you, Free is not here anymore.
Oh yeah, Free is probably been, I think Free has been gone for a while. He hasn't said anything for a long while.
Yeah, usually we can't get Free to shut up. See, I'm waiting for him to pop back in.
Well, I think mostly I think he mostly came here to talk to you.
Yeah. And he saw you were here. He's all like, yeah, fuck that noise.
Oh yeah, just to be fair, like, let's just be honest. We really started to tear into each other, mostly him into me.
Yeah, like the two of you definitely shouldn't be in the same stream together.
Yeah, like, it's not like he's a bad guy, and I'm not really a bad guy. I don't try to make everything about me. It's just easier to speak from my perspective than anything else.
Holy said, I'm a skinny white boy. I will literally die if I did anything under the realm of sodomy. Don't go to prison, dude.
Well, I mean, I am a fat white boy, but, you know, I just don't feel pain easy.
See, with me, I'm all like, yeah, no, my butthole is an exit only. No. I've the only time anything's ever gone up my butthole was when I was getting a prostate exam, and that was just a single finger. And I can tell you, just from that experience alone, no.
Start lifting.
I'm like, oh hell no, fuck that noise.
What's funny is I'm strong at, like, I'm really strong for being a fat man. That barely works out.
See, me, I'm strong, but that's because I'm constantly having to lift my dad up and down stairs.
Yeah.
And so like, yeah, I'm fat as fuck, but the thing is I actually have a lot of muscle underneath the fat. A lot of people think that I'm completely and totally unhealthy. I'm all like, no, I'm not completely unhealthy. I mean, I'm not the healthiest person in the world. Obviously, I smoke cigarettes. But as far as physical strength is concerned, I'm healthy.
Yeah. But what's really funny with me is that I have actually told people, okay, I bet you can't hurt me if you hit me in the chest. I like letting people show their strength when they start boasting. You know what I mean?
Yeah. See, with
so
me, I'll sit there, I'll say, look, I'm strong. But usually it's more of a warning thing. It's not so much of a boasting thing. It's all like, I want you to know what you're getting into before this fucking goes down.
Yeah. But I don't hit anybody back whenever they do it. What I do is I'm like, okay, if you can make me cringe over in pain, I'll believe you can punch. You know what I mean? So what I'll have them do is I'll have them give me their best punch straight to the sternum in my chest. If they walk back, if they jerk their wrist back and start holding it, I'm like, no.
And Chaz, no, I am not the on-the-side fireman. I might be on the side, but I ain't a fucking fireman. I don't like heat.
Why are we talking about love? Technically, love is a myth. It's called Aphrodite.
Well, love isn't a myth. What it is a bunch of chemicals fizzing around in your brain causing you to lose all cognitive function.
Is love a goat? Chaz, is that what you're trying to tell me? Love is a goat. The goat is a myth.
No,
and the cake is a lie.
Well, love is a goat if you're a Muslim. But that's beside the point. If you couldn't tell, I'm definitely not a fan of the fucking Muslim religion. Out of all the religions on the fucking planet, that is one of the most fucked up religions, in my fucking opinion.
What I find crazy is that they keep saying there's many different sects of sect. I'm trying to say sect, but I can't really say it. I got that freaking.
But it always comes out sex. Just fucking.
Yeah.
Fuck English.
At this point, yeah. Anyway, especially this late at night. Or early in the morning, whichever your
Leonard. That's what that they always fucking describe me as that afterward. I understand this. I know.
Is he saying you're a horse's ass?
No, I'm the Italian stallion.
Oh. Well, damn it, go open your freaking restaurant and give me a burger. I always wanted to eat at Rocky's restaurant, named after his wife. I forgot her name. Adrian. There we go.
The reason why they get the snack bar is because they banned everything that tastes good other than fucking snack food.
Not to mention it's the only way to have Akbar without, saying Akbar.
Yeah, they always leave the SN off there, lazy pricks. Anywho, let's go ahead and get this off before YouTube bans my channel.
I was on another thing. What I was going to say is basically what I find funny. There's multiple sects of the
Islam.
religion. They say there's multiple of them. I think it's Saudi. I'm not sure what all of them are.
It's based off of the Hadiths. Let's just again simplify it.
Yeah, and then they say there's a lot of them. Well, here's the thing: they all have the same basis, and they all have something kind of pretty bad with them. Most of them have something really bad with them.
Yeah, they're part of Islam. There you go. Boom.
And I mean, if they could make a total break from it, like completely change it.
All right, here's the problem. I can explain the problem of every sect of the Islamic religion right here, right now. You ready?
Go ahead. It's Beyblade. Let it rip.
They think that the perfect man was a child-raping, homophobic, xenophobic, bigoted, goat-raping, motherfucking, cross-dressing pile of fucking shit. They think that is the best fucking man out there.
It's pretty much true.
There's no pretty much true. All that's fucking true. It says it in the fucking Quran.
I've never read the Quran. I didn't even want to bother with Islam.
I fucking read through that shit getting ready to fucking preach at a fucking Lutheran church.
Yeah.
Yeah, that came to a quick fucking end. In fact, that's where I sat there and said, you know what? Fuck this. Fuck religion. I'm out. Peace.
Yeah.
That made me lose almost all faith in humanity right the fuck there. The fact that something like that can even exist, let alone be defended.
Yeah.
The only time I'm homophobic is when I'm drunk and I'm at a gay bar. There you go.
I mean, well, also they try to hit on you.
Oh, I get plenty of drinks bought for me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And they always say they want the fucking bear. And I'm like, no. The best you get is a bear hug.
I still don't, I don't get any drinks because I don't sit down long enough. They can't find me at a table.
Oh, me, I actually go to the fucking bar because I can't dance worth shit.
Oh, I don't even dance. I just go to the drag show. It's funny.
I've been to a couple drag shows. There's actually some fucking talented people there. Let's be honest.
Like, I'm not saying it's funny, like, that they don't know what they're doing. It's just the ones that don't.
Well, a lot
and you can
a lot of them
tell.
are trying to fucking be funny. They're trying to be over the top. That's part of the drag scene. And I absolutely love that. In fact, when I was going through my experimenting phase, I went to a couple of drag shows, and
Yeah,
it was pretty
those
cool.
are
And
always fun.
no, not big time drag shows. I'm talking about like the Nook in the Wall drag shows,
Yeah,
where you find the real fucking talent.
yeah. I think I have a cousin that actually participated in the one I went to.
Like I saw two guys there that the thing is they honestly, like, if I was to see them walking down the street in drag, I would honestly think that they were a woman. And there were a couple women
Oh,
there that if they were walking down the street in drag, I would think that they were a guy.
since we're on this subject, I'm going to just go ahead and bring this up. Somebody posted on Twitter to me. Well, it got shared via Memory Holiday, Jeff's wife.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I think her name was oh, I can't remember. Marina Shut Up. Like, she shared somebody named Marina. Like, that was the tag, Marina Shut Up, and they asked what show. I'm obviously paraphrasing this because I don't have it in front of me. What show made you realize that you were gay, bi, or queer? And that's the only part I remember that's correct. Is the what show made you realize, like, that line right there? And then that I was just like, none, because
Baywatch.
like
Oh, sorry.
like, and I told her, none of them made me realize this, because I realized I cannot feel sexually aroused by looking at somebody on a film because it's meant for entertainment, and I don't get arousal from anything that doesn't take its clothes off.
Oh, I do.
You know,
I'm one of those weirdos. It's all like, do I appreciate nudity? Yes, I will appreciate it all fucking night long. But the thing is for me, it's actually where my arousal actually technically peaks is at the point of the clothes being taken off.
you see, mine's the same, but it's only in person. I have different levels of arousal if it's a video or if it's somebody I know, or
I'll be covering that tomorrow or the next day, Kaz.
Is that the other thing that is relevant
What?
that you were talking about, that you were going to talk about with the Dilligaff?
The UK porn ban.
Yeah, is that the other thing?
UK porn ban? No, the UK porn ban was what he brought up, but the other thing is something that we've been talking about for a long time.
Oh, I haven't even gotten to really watch much of you and Dilligaff.
Oh, Chaz. The thing is if you need anything, hit me up.
Like, I just haven't.
I think I have something like damn near a terabyte of porn.
That's called dedication.
That's called fucking addiction, motherfucker. And that's called a lot of fucking lonely nights.
You see, to me, it is addiction. To me, addiction is something that you're like, fuck it, I'm not afraid to get caught. Goes on, gets caught.
Oh, the thing is my ex. Because the thing is I've basically from the age of 14, yeah, porn's been a part of my life. And my ex, she was feeling self-conscious about it and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But the thing is I was all like, okay, you want me to give up porn? Fine, I'll give up porn. But that means anytime I get the itch, you scratch it.
Yeah.
She failed to keep up her end of the bargain, so the porn came back, and then she got fucking pissed off. So I was like, all right, you want to refresh the deal? Let's do it. And she
You know what
didn't
I
hold up
was?
her part of the deal again. So then I started purposely leaving the porn around for her to find. And instead of it being, you know, girls of a similar body type to her, to specifically fucking nuke her, I started watching only basically anorexic, skinny,
Yeah.
white teenage girls.
Yeah. You know what I would have? You know what I would have made the deal for? Okay, I can't watch porn. You're making porn videos, sweetheart.
Oh, she
My
sat there.
personal.
She said she would take pictures for me, make videos, so on and so forth. You know, or
Oh,
you
I
know,
would have said
say
no.
it's okay for
Pictures don't
us,
count.
you know, to record while having sex and all that sort of thing. Every time that fucking came up, no, 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 and I'm all like, you know what, fuck you.
And so I did.
She is one of the only women that I've been with that I was
Yeah.
legitimately contemplating cheating on.
Huh.
And you know me, Sin.
Yep.
You know me. You know where how bad of a situation that is. For people
Yeah.
who don't know me, I'm going to let you know right now. My number one thing that I prize myself on and that I prize above all else is loyalty. If you say you're going to be loyal to someone, you fucking be loyal. That doesn't mean you always have to agree with them or anything like that, or refuse to call them out when they're wrong. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying if you're sitting there, you're with someone, and you say, yeah, I won't go out and fuck other people, you don't go out and fuck other people. Pretty fucking simple, right?
Yeah.
I don't know where so many people have the disconnect there. Well, if loyalty is royalty, motherfucker, pay me my fucking taxes. So I got one of the biggest fucking crowns because I have had so many opportunities to cheat on girlfriends in the past that I was absolutely miserable with. And I never once took it. Like to the point where if I was able to go back in time, I would sit there and beat the living shit out of myself at least 6 times in my life. I'm talking to within an inch of my own life. That is how bad I fucked up.
Me personally, I think I wouldn't change much of anything because most of the time I ended up getting out of a bad situation. Just to throw that in there.
But also at the same time, if I had changed anything with those back parts of my life, I actually wouldn't have my daughter in my life, and that would suck.
Hey Chaz, you know what's funny? Drop the RROR. You got. I'm never going back to that hoe.
And that is very accurate. Anywho, back
Anyway.
onto religion.
Yep.
So loyalty. All right. I can segue us in. All
Yes.
right, cheating, marriage, and the dissolution of the contract.
Oh,
Now,
are we going to Henry VIII now?
no. But here's the thing. See, with me, every single time I went through a breakup with a girlfriend that I had sex with.
Yeah.
Because there were a couple girlfriends that never got to that point because that shit ended quick. I was like, yeah, hell no.
Yeah.
But on the ones that I had sex with, I would always go for a year or more without even dating. The reason why is because of the pure and simple fact that I wanted to make sure she had gone out and slept with someone else because I was looking at it from a religious perspective. It's all like, yeah, we may no longer be together, but in God's eyes, we were technically married if you actually read the fucking Bible at that point, right?
Yeah.
So I figured, wait until she sleeps with someone. Now I'm in the free and clear. Because in the Bible, it says if you cheat on your spouse has the right to leave you and they will not be judged for it.
Yeah.
So I was covering myself religiously. Now, if I had the same views that I have now, I'd be all like, you know what? I don't think God's that fucking bad. I really don't.
Okay.
I think God's going to sit there and go, oh, these two aren't together anymore. They have no fucking feelings for each other. Of course they're going to fucking move on. Why am I going to nil the first one to get lucky?
Yeah.
I don't think God's that big of a prick. I mean, going back to the whole duck-billed platypus thing, at least he gave the duck-billed platypus fucking venom.
Yeah.
You know, that's fucking cool. One of the only mammals to have fucking venom. Have you ever, and the thing is all right, I don't know if anyone who watches my streams is from Australia or anything like that, but if anyone is, I feel so sorry for anyone who lives in Australia for multiple reasons. But the reason why I'm talking about right now is because y'all got the duck-billed platypus, and y'all got fucking kangaroos. You got the two fucking mammals with full-fledged fucking venom. What the fuck? Like the spiders weren't bad enough?
I mean, as far as I know, the people that live there just are in Poison Central.
Right? It's all like, oh look, it's a puppy. Watch out, it has poison glands. You know, I'm waiting for it. It's all like,
you see,
son of a bitch.
Here's my point with that one, Chaz, as far as God giving addicts and potential suicide victims new life. I am quite the opposite, because God was one of the reasons I went to suicide.
That's actually not an uncommon story.
Yeah, like one of the main things.
Oh, sorry.
Well, it's not that kind of suicide. It was more of a dramatic jump off bridge with rope around neck suicide, but anyway.
Oh, come on, at least go out with me.
I would have only done that. The bridge collapsed in half under my weight, and that would have just been fucking hilarious. Anyway. And I would feel sorry for everyone. I'm going down, I'm taking you with me. Anyway.
Right? Seriously.
To quote a Star Fox villain.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fucking Star Fox. Jesus.
I never thought I'd be making fun of my own death with a Star Fox villain. Anyway, so basically God was one of...
With me, what drove me to suicide was just that whole realizing that my morals and standards do not fit with this fucking time period.
I'm about the same too.
I was all like, why in the fuck was I born in this time period? Pretty much any other fucking time period, I would have been fucking golden. But
I can only think of one reason. I can only think of one reason for me to have been born in this time period.
Duck-billed platypus.
I would have died. No, I would have died because of my asthma in any other time period.
See, me, I don't have any asthma. I don't have any major ailments or anything like that. But the thing is it's just one of those situations of, if I had been born in another fucking time period, I would have been much, much happier. Because the thing is this current fucking time period just has me so fucking miserable because of all of the hypocrisy flying around, people stabbing each other in the back. I mean, and making a fucking game out of it, rewarding people for stabbing other people in the back. I mean, it's just, what the fuck? It's all like we're in a giant fucking elongated, prolonged game of Clue. That's what it feels like at this point. And especially once you start talking religion.
Yeah. What time, out of curiosity, what time period do you think you would have been best in?
Oh, God. Probably caveman.
Because I know mine.
Probably caveman.
So you think, like when there was no rules and you just ruled yourself.
Yeah, because the thing is I guarantee you right now, if there weren't laws and regulations governing me, I guarantee fucking to you, I would have gotten very good at bashing in other humans' heads a long time ago.
Well, that is true. But
And I
I
have
would
the
say,
physical stature for it. I have the physical build for it. Like people
yep.
sit there and they're like, "Oh, look at this fat ass," and they're sitting there and they're talking about my shoulders. They're thinking that that's where my fat is. I'm all like, actually, from my
That's muscle.
chest up is no fat. That's actually muscle. My fat is on my fucking stomach. My legs have no fat on them. My arms have no fat on them. My shoulders, what you're seeing, this is me as out of shape as I've been, and where my shoulders end, that's my fucking bone. That's my base skeletal structure.
Yeah, I had that arching back skeletal structure too.
And so it's just one of those situations of, it's all like, go ahead and judge all you want, but the thing is I will never get any smaller than what I am now. Maybe around the midriff, but that's about it. I
You
only
see,
have up to go, unless we're going to go into muscle waste.
That's a proud beer gut.
Oh, I don't. This is more than a fucking beer gut. This is a Pepsi gut.
Well, you at least know it was peaceful.
Right?
To quote a freaking ad here recently.
Oh my god.
Wow. Anyway, so
sitting there going, "Oh, you drink Pepsi? How can you support Pepsi?" Because it's soda, and they sell Pepsi at the dollar store, and not Coke.
And it's food. It's drinkable, and it's great.
Beer gut if it's fuzzy. Well, fuck, then it's a beer gut.
It says I'm
Italian.
Bear gut.
There's no part of my body that isn't fuzzy.
It says
no,
bear.
I'm pretty fucking sure that I have hair growing off the shaft of my dick.
I got active first thing the morning.
And
then
you
I
would,
ate two
and
meals daily.
And you wouldn't think it. You wouldn't think it. With as much as I jerk off, you would think that hair would have been rubbed off well before now.
What it turned out it did is elongated it. Anyway.
No, it just turned it into basically steel wool. My hair has evolved.
I feel bad for the next woman that gets with you.
It's revenge for fucking Vietnam.
Barbed wire.
Oh no, they put straight razor wire in there.
Fuck.
They put straight razor wire in there.
But to get back to what I was saying, I think around I think for me,
Blade says Harry Dick clean it with Orbit.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to avoid that shit. But oh well, it's there now. Orbit cleans.
There you go.
Always use club
I ain't
soda.
talking about in a bottle.
But I think the time period I would have been best in is like when people say medieval times were, I think I'd be good right when the knights started. Not when they started going their own way and were like, hey, we could be lords too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. See, me, I wouldn't have dealt well as a knight.
You see, I think I would have been good as a knight, but I would have probably been one of the first ones to try and go be a lord. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't do it the underhanded way.
But the thing is like a lot of people, like whenever people are trying to say what time frame I would have been good in, like when it's other people that know me trying to say it, they always try to sit there and say Spartan times, and I'm all like, have you even looked into the actual civilization of Sparta? Have you even done the most cursory look? No, it wouldn't have fucking worked. I would have been fine all the way up to the age of 10.
Yep.
I would have been fine all the way up to the age of 10. Then they would have fucking married me to someone, and then they would have said, oh yeah, this guy gets to fuck your bitch. No.
Well, it would depend on what era of Sparta, really. Because there was a certain era where that was a thing, then there was that where that died off right before they started dying off.
I mean, it's just one of those things. So, like, people are all like, "Oh, well, you're just overly possessive." It's all like, when I'm sticking my dick into a woman, and therefore having to provide her with all of my fucking resources to try to keep her ass happy, and I'm gonna have to put resources into Hellspawn. I at least want to make sure it's my fucking Hellspawn. So yeah, I'm fucking possessive. Get the fuck over it.
It's kind of like that thing that happened with the movie Braveheart. It's what happened in Braveheart. Basically, is what would have happened with you.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Except there would have been less sneaking around and more you publicly slitting people's throats.
Yeah. Actually, I'm one of those people, like, let's be honest. If I was to fucking lose it, if I was to actually fucking lose it, I know myself. It would be a lot of fucking sneaking around and killing people in secret. And it would be a long time until they fucking caught on. But then as soon as I got even a hint that they caught on, then it goes out into the fucking open. And then it's, come get me, motherfuckers.
So kind of like how he was when in going back to Braveheart, towards the end of the movie where he was killing the nobles of his own people.
Yeah. Like there's a lot there, like right now there's a lot of fucking people in power, like, and I want to make this abundantly clear to anyone watching. I do not in any way, shape, or form condone violence. All right? But like Chris Rock said, if someone decided that they were going to lose their shit and start working their way down the list, and if that list happened to have a whole bunch of fucking politicians on it, I'd understand.
Yeah.
I'm not condoning it, not saying that they should do it, but I'd understand.
Oh, apparently there's a whole new thing on Trump now.
Oh, yeah, there's always something on Trump.
Like, I mean, the reason I say that is because apparently there was a phone conversation leak, and it goes all the way back to his very first 2 or 3 weeks in office. And it goes back to when he pissed off Mexico and all this other shit. They released those, apparently. Those conversations.
Oh, you are like way behind on that.
Oh, I only know all that because Philip DeFranco brought it up.
Yeah, that's got to be one of his older videos then.
No, he just released it. Like,
really? He's retreading that shit?
No, they're bringing it back up in the media apparently again.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Really? All right. See that right there, people? Anyone watching right now or afterwards, if you're watching this after the stream, this right here is the very fucking shit that makes me fucking grin from ear to ear, because I'm all like, they literally have nothing. They're having to sit there and recycle their fucking bullshit, hoping that people forgot about the actual truth of it.
If this tells you anything about the when he posted that, he posted the first video that said, "Wow." The video is called "Wow, Donald Trump's leaked phone calls and Michelle Carter finally sentenced." And then that was 2 days ago, and then just yesterday, or a day ago, it says, he uploaded one that says, responding to JK backlash, JK Rowling, and those huge leaks just got even bigger. So apparently there's another, I don't know if it's talking about Donald Trump, because he's not in the video screenshot for that one.
Yeah, well, they're going about after pretty much everyone. Like, I forget who it was, but someone who works for Trump, they decided to sit there and go off of a quote unquote first person account from some reporter who sat there and said that he went to the same summer camp as the guy when they were fucking 16 and sat there and decided to go ahead and make up all this fucking bullshit. Nothing to fucking substantiate it. He's sitting there and saying, oh, well, just listen and believe. It's all like, motherfucker, you were part of the fucking mainstream media. No one's going to listen to you and believe what you're saying. They're going to sit there, listen to what you say, and then go, all right, is there any way to substantiate that? Oh, no, then it's a lie. That's the default.
I hate to say it, but we're in the age of falsehoods.
Oh, we're in the age of misinformation. Like the age of information is over. Now it's the age of misinformation. No, you know what? No, we're in the age of clickbait. That's what we're fucking in. And depending on what spheres you're in, it's not clickbait, it's cuckbait.
Yeah.
But, you know, people are all like, oh, you should stop using cuck, that's gone out of style. It's all like, look at how I fucking dress, motherfuckers. Do I look like I give a shit about style?
You see,
I go with what's accurate.
Yeah, I was about to say, style does not equal accuracy as far as news.
I mean, hell, remember, all right, you're too young for this.
I'm 25 now, by the way.
I want you to look up Bananarama.
What's weird is I think I've heard of it.
Oh, I guarantee you've heard of it. Because Bananarama is proof positive that just because something is either quote-unquote popular or in style does not mean it's a good idea.
So, British Irish female pop music vocal group?
Yeah. Look at pictures. Enough said. And if you're really feeling masochistic, listen to a couple songs.
I mean,
warning, you will go tone deaf.
There is another one. I know this has nothing to do with, you know, going tone deaf or anything, but there is another band. Apparently there was a boy band or something here recently that was like British or whatever. Not quite. No, it wasn't even recently. I take that back. I can't remember what they were called though. It was a British band that, yeah, like it was two guys and they were completely fake. Like they didn't sing any of their songs or anything.
Oh wow.
They were lip syncing the whole entire time. That all their records were made by other people that they paid to make them. And then they would do the public appearances and shit.
Oh wow.
And then one day they started flubbing lines.
So basically they're the musical male and British versions of Anita Sarkeesian.
Basically. I can't remember what they were called. I want to say they were Feely and
guys, I'm back and I'm in rare form, so yeah, I'm going to be hitting everything. Yeah. Yeah, this little bit of time off, a lot built up, so yeah.
Oh no. I'm combining their names with
build up with hate pie.
What's horrible is I'm combining their freaking names, because I think their names were like Seely and something, but I went Feely and Keely, and those guys are the dwarves from the freaking Hobbit. Whoops.
But yeah, but no.
I don't know. There was some kind of pop icon.
And trying to segue us back in to trying to segue us back into religion. We're talking about music, so let's talk about religious music.
Yep, let's do that.
All right. Now, Lutheran. Catholicism. holy crap. All right? The shit that I understand some hymns being sung, you know, during certain events and that sort of thing. All right, I get that. And I understand that these are Latin-based religions, and I'm talking about old Latin. I'm not talking about what's considered Latin now.
Yep.
All right. When I say Latin, I'm talking about language Latin, not fucking ass-shaking Latin.
Like, ancient Latin sounds like you're biting into rocks, basically.
Right? Seriously. Right?
Yeah.
But the thing is I thought in the Bible it said, make a joyful noise unto the Lord. Droning on is not joyful.
Yeah.
Like, seriously. Like, I've heard more upbeat music at fucking funerals.
Yeah.
I've heard more upbeat music in a fucking public restroom.
And what little we know is that God is monotone.
Right? It's all like, dude, how in the fuck is 3 changes in notes throughout the entirety of a fucking song? How in the fuck is that joyful?
Eh?
Like, oh my god. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that they need to fucking put hip-hop in or anything, but, I mean, get something with some kind of a fucking beat. I mean, I'm not saying you gotta fucking start up a fucking rave.
Or at least
you don't have to sit there and have the light behind the crowd start flashing different colors and have lasers shooting down and shit, although that would be interesting to fucking see. Especially in a Lutheran place. Oh my god. Half their fucking people would fucking keel over from a heart attack or a stroke.
You want to hear something freaking funny about my church right before I left? They brought in a Christian rock band in order to freaking bring the young kids back in, and they would.
So they finally caught up to Sister Act. Got it.
And these guys were actually very good. I actually kind of liked their sound.
Hey, you know what? I got no problems with Christian rock. Christian rock, it can actually be pretty fucking good.
I mean, all these guys did was take the original songs and just put a heavy metal bass to it.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I mean, that's all that's really fucking needed, because I'm sorry, an organ does not exactly invoke joy. All right?
It invokes tutelage.
It invokes about as much joy as walking in on your folks trying to give you a fucking sibling.
Well, that brought up flashbacks. Anyway.
But, you know, I mean, honestly, it's just, why in the hell would anyone sit there and think, yep, this will never get old?
I want to know if anybody's actually looked at anything and been like, this isn't going to get old. 2 minutes later. Fuck.
You know, the only time you can ever sit there and say, yep, this will never get old, is whenever you see a newborn baby die. It's the only time you can accurately say that.
I basically say drama. Drama never gets old. Somebody's always hyped about it.
Let's see. Holy Blade says, Christian rock bands scare me. Powerwolf, ironically, has some metal songs that songs I like that are quote unquote Christian. Not really though.
I mean, if you want to know what was my religious song for a long time after I quit church, some people thought I had gone to Satanism because of it. It's Voodoo by Godsmack. Like, I got really heavy into Metallica and Black Sabbath and everything. And I was like, well, that's why he's leaving the church. I'm like, no.
See, I've never had any religious music, but there is some music that I listen to religiously. Does that count?
Yep. Uh, Only on Sundays,
All right. Because
apparently.
one of them, and I got some shit for it. I actually brought it up in a previous stream. Is "Shop to the Heart."
Oh yeah, I think I was there for that, and then I explained a funny moment where that was relevant to me.
You know, but the thing is I mean, like, let's just be fucking honest here. What part of that
Yeah.
song isn't true?
Uh,
Like,
considering
nowadays,
considering I can only remember 3 lines from it, none of it.
what? None of it's true, or none of it's untrue.
Untrue. Like the 3 lines I remember is "shot through the heart" and "you're to blame."
You
You
give
give
love.
love a bad name. There's like 4 lines I remember, and that's it. That's
Uh,
basically the whole song, almost,
the
though.
the part that I find the most true is paint your smile on your lips, blood red nails on your fingertips, a schoolboy's dream, you act so shy, your very first kiss was your first kiss goodbye.
Oh, I remember that line.
Yeah, that right there, I'm all like, oh, right the fuck there. That right there, that right there is like, yeah, that's relationships nowadays, period. End of story.
What's horrible is it's like premonitions through music at this point.
Oh yeah, no, and everyone's all like, "Oh, you listen to Bon Jovi?" It's like, yeah, yeah, I listen to
But
fucking
you,
Bon Jovi. It's like I'm an old fucker. What do you expect? I
but you
also
know
listen to
what?
Mozart. You gonna give me shit for that?
You know what also blows me away, really? Uh, I feel like people are just reaching for some answers, so they're going to conspiracy theories, kind of like what I was just mentioning, like premonition through song
Sanctus
and shit.
Dominus. Yep.
I'm sorry.
Oh, Holy Blade said Sanctus Dominus. Yep.
I don't. I don't remember what that means. What? I don't. Must be something else.
Well, if you're asking what it actually means, the rough translation would be sanctify the dominion
Well, I knew this one was Dominion, but I couldn't remember what Sanctus was.
or holy dominion.
Yeah.
It could be translated in multiple ways. If you're doing a literal translation, it would be sanctified dominion, or if you're going with what it would mean in more of a meta sense, it's holy dominion.
Yeah. I just, for some reason, my mind spaced. I knew what the middle word was, and then I knew what Hallelujah was all about, but I forgot what Sanctus was.
And you see, they don't teach this shit in schools anymore. That saddens me. It's all like they don't teach the Latin basis for words anymore in schools. Literally, they don't do that anymore. Unless you're in like a private school where you have to pay fucking thousands of dollars a month.
I mean, the only thing you learn in, or at least whenever I was in high school, the only thing you learned in high school was that was Latin based was the word, the one for demons, demonius or something.
Oh shit. Now I'm gonna fucking space case on it. Thanks. See, this is the problem with my brain, people.
Latin is thumb. Fee, fi, fo.
That's exactly where I was going. But
Latin class has come out the bum. Anyway.
But yeah, I mean,
I didn't even take Latin whenever I was in school. I think I might be wrong. I think it's demonis. Or daemonis. Daemonis? That sounds almost right. Daemonis? Like Deimoneess, or no, it'd just be one
No, that
S.
would be Demoness, and that's a completely different thing.
No, it's just one S.
That's
Not
the word.
right.
That's the word for wife.
Well, it works anyway. There you go, S. That's the most MGTOW thing I've said. You're right.
I will convert you at some point, motherfucker.
You'll only convert me when I'm tired and filled with Mountain Dew, apparently.
Whatever works.
All we had in my school
French, dude. Oh my god. The Holy Blade said all they had was French in his school. Son of a bitch.
All we had in mind was, I think we had Spanish, which is always there for everyone.
California. Hello.
And then there was, what was the other class?
Everyone was all like, "You should learn Spanish. You should learn Spanish." And I said, and I guess I was a shitword even back then, because one of my teachers sat there and said, "Well, you need to learn Spanish because you really need to learn to speak it, because, I mean, look at the demographics here." And I was all like, yeah, look at the demographics here. Maybe they should learn the fucking language before they move to the fucking country. How about this? If I decide to move to fucking Mexico, I will learn Mexican. But the thing is, what they speak is not fucking Spanish. It is a bastardized version of Spanish. Fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got sent up to the principal's office for that one.
Yeah, I had a discussion about that actually here recently on Twitter. Well, actually, it's a while back, really, now that I think about it. Like, that was one of the few... I think I actually had that conversation right before I met you, to tell you the truth, and that's almost been, like, what, a year ago?
Yeah,
almost
about that. It's been about a year. It just does not seem like it's been that long.
I mean, we haven't talked in almost like 2 months either. So
yeah. You kind of just vanished off the face of the fucking planet.
I kind of had to. I'm fixing a house.
Couldn't shoot me a text or something every once in a while? Fuck, dude.
I don't have your phone number. That's one thing I don't have.
Hangouts.
I don't have internet half the fucking time.
Fair enough.
Boy, I'm not even joking. I got AT&T shit.
Yeah, no, my family just finally completely severed AT&T out of our lives. Finally.
Yeah.
No, the only tie we had to AT&T was our cell phones, and we just switched to Verizon.
I still got AT&T phone, but that's because it's one of the best ones in this area, because they have the most towers here. And then
except for the fact that they're downgrading all their towers right now, so you're about to get fucked.
I think we currently are.
No. The thing is they started downgrading the towers, of all places, in California first. And they just...
I think they're working from the seaboards all the way in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, probably. You know what would be funny is if AT&T sat there and just did a real shocker and just downgraded the towers in every liberal state.
Yeah, that would be a shocker.
That would be fucking amazing. Oh my god. I'd be all like, oh shit.
But I can tell you right now that they would have the wrong place if they did it in Kentucky. This is not a liberal anything. This is like going into a brick house of nothing but Republican. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Kentucky instantly went red and stayed that way.
It's been that way forever.
Well, yeah, I mean, Kentucky's almost always been a fucking red state. What really shocked me, though, was that California even flickered.
I mean,
that honestly fucking shocked me. I was like, how in the fuck is that a thing?
Because there's actually gay Republicans.
Oh, there's a lot of gay Republicans that sit there and go, no, we're not afraid to call out Islam and what it's fucking doing, and you want to fucking ship them in mass? Fuck you.
I I love how people are just like, you know, you can't be gay and Republican. I'm like, yes,
Milo
you can.
disproves that. Milo
You
disproves
could.
that right there. Boom. Milo Yiannopoulos. Done.
I'm not Republican. I'm independent, but I would lean more Republican than Democrat.
I'm registered Republican, but in all honesty, I'm independent.
I'm registered Democrat, but that was because my granddad was, and I didn't want to hear the shit that he would say if I put it as independent.
Oh, you see, me, I was honestly thinking about registering Democrat when it came time for me to register, just to hear my family screech.
I prefer to avoid confrontation unless I start the confrontation myself.
And you see, that's the thing. That would have been me starting the confrontation. But the
Yeah, but
thing
I find
is my family, I already get enough confrontation with my family based off of my beliefs, because the thing is, I don't agree with every last fucking thing that Republicans say. And so it's all like, you do realize that being Republican does not mean that you're always right, right? You know that, right? You may be called right-leaning, but that doesn't mean you're always leaning toward right.
I mean, what I find funny
Again,
is that
fuck English.
What I find really funny is that they Republicans are seen as the what was it? The money, the rich folk. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When it's actually the vast majority of the working class.
Exactly. And that's because
But then you look at Democrats.
Republican is good for business, whereas Democrats are all the rich guys that just want to, I don't know if I would say flaunt their money and share it, or...
No, it's not flaunt their money and share it. No. Here's the thing. With the Democrats, and this has been a consistent bit of the Democrat Party, and here we are, we were going to be talking about fucking religion and all that, and here we are on politics. But anywho,
look, politics
I think that
is a
funny
religion.
that it was a Democrat that started the KKK.
Yep.
I think that it's funny that it was the Democrats who voted against the abolishment of slavery. It was Democrats who voted against the incorporation of slaves after slavery was abolished. They voted against integrating them into society. They voted against them getting to own property. They voted against them being able to be educated alongside of white students. They voted against all these things. They're the ones who started up Planned Parenthood, which was specifically designed to target black communities.
Minority groups. Yeah. They even found a document about that.
And it's all like, really, motherfuckers? When are you going to open your fucking eyes? Because the thing is Republicans won on the vast majority of that fucking shit. So now you have the right to be educated. You have the opportunity to be educated. Use your fucking education. Actually look at this shit and go, maybe the Democrats aren't on our side.
I will say this, though. What we really, really need right now is monetary... monetary stability.
No, what we need is a disease to come through and burn off the stupid people. That means the vast majority of our fucking country.
Well, I will say this. Most people would consider me stupid, believe it or not.
I don't consider you stupid because you actually allow yourself to have your own thoughts. The only people that I consider to be stupid are the ones that refuse to formulate their own thoughts either out of fear or sheer ignorance.
And I've always been told I'm wrong, so I just assume I'm wrong, so I'll just say wrong things anyway. So...
See, the thing is people stop trying to sit there and just say, well, you're wrong. People that are around this area have learned to stop doing that, because then all of a sudden they get a 3-hour-long lecture. proving that they are the dumbest pile of shit on the fucking planet.
Yeah.
Like, people sit there and they think that I'm bringing my A game on my channel. I'm not. And I never will.
Oh, yeah.
Because I
You
get
would
very,
turn it on
very
its ear.
fucking preachy. I get very fucking preachy.
Yeah.
Huh,
Like,
maybe I should become a pastor.
I'm just gonna be straight up about this. I just had like a several hour conversation with somebody uh, about how debating is not a conversation unless it isn't a conversation unless both sides at least hear each other and acknowledge it.
All right, 1 second. I got to respond to Holy Blade. No, A game is not for noobs. Try-harding is for noobs.
I think
All right, sorry.
I think he means a game as in like there's a game called the A game.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe I don't know. But
is that what they call game in the gay community?
I have no idea.
Ass game?
Well, I could also put that in the religion thing and call it the atheist game.
Yeah, sure.
The agnostic game.
Yeah.
Then we can also go food line with this with the anorexic game.
Ugh.
Let's list off the many A games we can list. But I literally went on and on for like almost 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours with this person explaining how a debate is not a conversation if the two people don't hear each other.
Holy Blade says the Atom game. Yeah, I can tell you one country that does not like that game. Because they have a 0 win ratio. They're 0 for 2.
I mean, they're the only ones that I actually know that have been hit with any kind of atomic bomb.
Right? I don't think anywhere else has actually been hit. I think it was all like that was used, and then everyone agreed, okay, yeah, maybe this is not a good idea.
This might have been slightly excessive.
Or as my cousin would call it, slight repercussions.
Oh, we're like, there's babies still being born that have after effects from the shit and everything.
Yeah, well, whatever. It's not like they don't have enough to burn through.
Well, here's what's even funnier about over there in Japan. Apparently, they're having a birth problem.
Oh yeah, because the thing is they sat there and they incentivized people to have a bunch of fucking kids because they thought another world war was coming up, and it never did.
Yeah.
And so now they had that big baby boom that makes our baby boom look like nothing. Makes us look like a bunch of fucking prudes. All right?
I mean, we basically were. The only reason we fuck so much is because of weed.
They went from being told that it's okay for a man to fuck a woman under any circumstance whatsoever and she's not allowed to say no, to feminism. They literally shifted gears straight from that. That's like going down the fucking freeway in 6th gear and then just ramming it into fucking reverse. It's never gonna fucking end well for you.
And then
this is the
realizing
only car analogy you motherfuckers will ever hear from me. Because I know at least that's a really bad idea.
What's funny is you use car analogies a lot with me, and it always involves going in reverse.
Really?
Yes. It's weird.
Oh, so I never used cars to describe my taste in women?
I'm trying to remember. I think you said you liked the sedans.
Small with curves and a tight fit.
Oh, okay. Wouldn't that just be a wine bottle? Like a really curvy wine bottle?
No, like my favorite car is the '72 Stingray.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, the one that's all fucking curves. Like
My
there's only one flat part, and that's the hood. All
yeah.
the rest of it is nothing but curves, and I'm just like, oh yeah.
I, that voice. Wow.
Oh
I
shit!
swear
I'm
I'm not.
starting to use my alternate voices. Damn it! I was hoping to
I'm
keep that
not.
a secret.
I swear I'm not. I'm not high, guys.
Oh no, that voice. Whenever people first hear it, they're all like, "Oh my god, what the fuck was that?"
And you've heard it here first. And sin was the problem. Why it happened.
But but yeah, no. In all honesty, like that's their problem. They went from everyone fucking to everyone either being afraid to fuck on the guy's side,
Yeah.
or everyone being too stuck up and self-centered to fuck on the women's side. And I'm not being hyperbolic there. I'm not. That's the reason why Asian women are sitting there and trying to trap American guys when they go there.
You know what's even worse
And
about
then
all this?
and then Japanese guys are sitting there and going, "Yeah, you know what? Sex is just not a thing." They're
I
all
mean,
like, if I want that, I'll just rent a robot."
what's really bad about over there? Apparently, Japan is going through what we went through several years ago.
Oh, and they're going through it with fanfare.
Yeah,
Like they're going through it at a much accelerated rate. Like we got a nice gradual boil. Them, it's just there. It was like someone flipped a fucking switch. We got the
and
dial, they got the fucking switch.
yeah, and what I find weird is that they apparently, the genocidal stuff. You know what I mean? Like Sabu, suicidal, homicidal, genocidal.
Yeah.
It's basically like that at the moment over there,
Yeah.
because white people are the devil now.
Oh no! It's not. It's not that white people are the devil. It's that they don't want white people owning property or getting jobs or anything like that. But they want white people to come over and take their cunt women away and leave some other fucking race of women there. That's what they're fucking wanting. They're all like, we want women that are actually fucking women, and Japanese women are no longer women. And I never thought that I would ever see the day where those words would be coming out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, let's be honest, Japan was the last bastion of true women.
If we're waiting for me to agree, I'm half asleep, so yes and no.
It wasn't that. I was lighting up a cigarette.
Okay.
But I figured
The
it would
last
give me a chance to respond.
Last bastion of true women. Gotta take a ciggy.
But the thing is well, I'm sorry. This is something that actually kind of fucking pisses me off, because the thing is women, Japanese women are my number one fucking turn on.
Okay.
You know, and so now that's been ruined by feminism. I'm like, all right, now it's personal.
You see, I've never actually had a fetish for that.
You see, it's not so much of a fetish for me, because the thing is a fetish is something that is developed during that sexual realization portion of your life, you know? Either that or later on, you know, it's something where it's all like, oh, well, you know, this is something that that I'm overly attracted to. Like with women, it's not that I'm overly attracted to Asian women. It's because of the mannerisms.
Yeah.
That tend to come from Asiatic women, you know?
Yeah.
And then also, I've discussed it before, but the thing is, they have physical neoteny on lockdown. There is no race that even comes close to Asiatic women for physical neoteny. Not one.
I forgot what that word means. I'm that tired.
The retaining of childlike features into adulthood. So, like the larger eyes, the smaller stature, the rounder face, the slightly larger mouth, that sort of shit. Neoteny, physical neoteny is also artificial as well. And I'm not talking about makeup and such, but like when women shave their pussy.
Yeah.
That's actually them making themselves more neotenous.
Yeah. What's weird is
like
I don't
women
really
like
care
guys
about all
to
that.
trim their pubes, but a lot of women don't like men to shave them. Why? Because then all of a sudden they lose that little bit of that manly factor.
You
Because
see, I dated a
men
girl who wanted it
who retain
shaved.
neoteny have a very limited pool of women that are interested.
Yeah.
Whereas men who lose those neotenous features, growing a beard, having stylish or hair or something like that, or clean cut, shaven, all that sort of shit, but still having that hair. Like they actually did a study, and women tend to show more interest in a guy that actually has quote unquote uncontrolled stubble than a guy that's actually fully clean shaven.
Yeah.
And it's across the board. And here's the thing, they even sat there and got groups of lesbian women to sit there and rate guys. And guess what? It was the same fucking thing.
That's weird.
Women that aren't even interested in guys displayed the same shit.
Huh.
So, obviously, it's not just sexual preference. Obviously, that's something that's hardwired.
I mean, I guess burly means experience.
Well, actually, burly means better at gathering, better at protecting, better at supplying, so on and so forth. Whereas with women, what are women prized for? The golden uterus, right? Well, what do you want for a woman that's going to be bearing your child? Youthfulness. That's it. You're going to want usefulness. Youthfulness. And usefulness. You want to continue to use them after the fact, but hey, that's beside the point. We'll get into that one later. But you want youthfulness, and that's the reason why women spend all this money on makeup to make themselves look young, to go ahead and make their eyes look more pronounced and bigger, to make their lips look bigger and fuller, make their mouth look larger than it should be for their fucking head. Make their skin look smooth, so on and so forth. Yeah. Because they subconsciously know that, hey, if I want to go ahead and actually have true game, I have to have this. Some women naturally have it. Some women have to do it artificially.
I mean, me personally, since, Holy Blade's joining in on this, saying he's really only into white women, me personally, I really don't care. It's just I don't have a specific, not going to say fetish, kink, whatever. I don't have a certain feeling for skin color or anything.
See, with me, it actually has nothing to do with skin color.
I understand what you were saying.
With just prominent features, like with black women. There are some black women that have so many neotenous features, and I'm like, oh yes. And then I think back to my ex, and I'm like, no. But the thing is they have the physical neoteny, but black women tend to lack the emotional neoteny. They have the temper tantrum part down. And I'm going off of my personal experience. I'm not saying every fucking black woman, so before everyone starts going the fuck off on that shit.
It's like you have to put the hashtag not all on everything now.
Right? Seriously.
Where it used to just be like, oh, well, I understand. I don't do that. So
Yeah, it's not like
obviously,
me just generally speaking from my personal experiences. But anywho, um, the thing is they tend to not have those monotonous mannerisms, and that's where a lot of guys kind of ooh. Whereas white women do tend to have those mannerisms. They tend to be a little more passive. They tend to be, a little more submissive
yeah.
in their mannerisms. Maybe not
You know what?
necessarily as far as their personality is concerned, but the thing
Yeah.
is as far as their mannerisms are concerned, like the crossing one leg behind the other and putting their arms crossed behind their back and kind of tilting their head to the side, that sort of shit. Not to mention the hairstyles that white women tend to fucking have. They're not aggressive hairstyles. In fact, they're very passive. They're very vulnerable hairstyles.
Yeah. I
And
was.
it's just one of those things where it's all like da, 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 and then all of a sudden you got these black women going, why do all the black guys want to go ahead and get white pussy? Because they're going towards the neoteny.
For me, it's more of the. I just like older women, to put it plainly.
Yeah, well, I mean, some guys do. I'm not saying that neoteny is one of those things that is universal, because I mean, heterosexuality isn't universal, even
Right?
though as
We've
far as
we've
biology is concerned, it's the natural state of things. Let's call a spade here.
yeah.
Penis is meant to
Well,
go in vagina, right?
what I was going to say kind of coincides with what you're saying at the moment. Like, I like older women. Well, older women have more mature, stronger features.
Yeah. But the thing
So
is women's
when
sexual
that,
marketplace value in the grand scheme of things tends to drop off. It tends
well,
to
I was
start out
saying,
high and then it goes
yeah,
down. Whereas men, it's converse.
yeah. But what I was gonna say is that might explain my bisexual thing.
It might.
Actually,
That might actually have something to do with it. That's actually something worth looking into. Actually, I'd like to
like,
go ahead and have that discussion on a separate stream. But
well, we mark that down for the 24-hour because we might look into that.
right, because I honestly don't think that they've actually done a study on that. That's something that they
Like,
need to do a fucking study on instead of how air conditioning is sexist.
why? Because it will blow me and it won't blow them.
Oh no, you didn't hear about that?
No, I
They,
don't
they
think I want to.
they seriously tried to say that air conditioning in offices is sexist because the male bosses control the temperature and they make it so cold that women have to cover up, and it forces that stigmatic social norm on them or something like that. It's all like
That's
it's all like, well,
that's
how
a
about this? How about if you're in a professional environment, you don't walk around with your tits hanging out unless your professional environment is involving a fucking pole and laps and dancing.
well. Car salesmen could use this. Just
They
saying,
do
it
from
would
time to
work.
time. They do from time to time. I've seen it done.
I know it works. Just personally, I know it works. I'm not
Oh,
saying I fell for it. I'm
there's one
saying I
time
know
I actually
somebody.
won a bet with a car salesman using that trick.
Yeah.
Because he said that I didn't know how hard his job was and so on and so forth. And I'm like, all right, how about this? We're going to go ahead. We're going to each sell a car. Well, the thing is I had one of my female friends with me.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is I made sure that the customers that we were comparing were both guys and around the same age range, right?
Yeah.
They were dressed very similarly, so on and so forth. So, I mean, it was a pretty decent analog comparison.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is while I was talking to the guy, I had one of my female friends come through with another one of her friends, and
Yeah.
had her walk by, and just loud enough so the guy would hear it. Her sit there and say that you know, a guy that drives that would definitely get her engine running as she walked by to her friend. Guess who got the fucking sale?
You.
Yeah.
Guess who
But the
tried to
thing,
get her number as soon as that sale went through?
and that was pre Red Pill.
Yeah.
So even back then, I knew about this shit. But hey,
I mean, it's quite obvious though. Like if you just sit there and watch people walk around, you'll notice all of this stuff, and it's not even
a
really.
lot of people actually don't. They're oblivious to it, and then they get mad when you bring it up.
It's just it happens all the damn time. Like I can just name the number of times I sat on my porch, was just looking up at the sky, and then decided to sit up, and I would see stuff like that happening from my front porch.
But also, just think about this. I sold a fucking car, a high-end car to someone. I've already said I know jack shit fuck all about cars. Do you think I was talking about specifications on that thing? Anything that wasn't on the fucking tag?
Unless your friend was sitting on it, no.
And so I'm like, there we go. You know, it's all like, I mean, is that fucking shady as shit? Yeah. Especially since my friend was 16.
Yep.
But like I've said in the past, biologically speaking, I can't fault a guy for sitting there looking at a 16-year-old and going, why? You know, like why aren't you legal? Biologically speaking, I cannot fault a guy at that point. Now, if he goes running up to her and just starts dry humping her right there,
yeah,
you know, then okay, you know, dude, use some self-control. But
yeah.
But that's just me.
I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's just, I mean, I think it's 16. 16 basically a while back was just like the legal marriage age and everything. You should be married. You should be having kids and shit.
Right.
By like 16, 17. If you hit 18, oh my God, what are you still doing here?
Right? People were freaking out on me for still being a virgin at the age of 18. They were freaking out at me for it.
I had the same freaking thing, except, you know, my virginity taking wasn't so gloriously horrible.
Yeah, mine was a fucking living nightmare.
Like, just personally, that would have been a daydream for me until it happened. Just put it that way.
See, for me, that's something that it's nightmare. That it's straight nightmare fuel.
Like, I'm not even trying to be rude. It's just, for me, that would have been a daydream until it actually happened. You know what I mean?
You talking about my first time?
Yes.
Oh.
Your first time was the cheerleader thing, right?
Oh, no, I'm talking about when I voluntarily.
Oh, no, I'm talking about first time in general.
I ain't talking about that one. I don't openly discuss that on my channel.
Right. That's why I was so vague about it.
Yeah, anyway. Yeah. No. Because the thing is, I thought you were talking about my first voluntary. No, dude, you are sick in the fucking head, and I'm calling you out on it right here.
Well, I kind of am sick in the fucking head.
Yeah, no, but you ain't that fucking sick in the head.
Yeah, not that far.
Yeah, no.
Not that far.
The only thing that was funny about it was the fact that her parents were completely fucking okay with it.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And it was kind of awkward because I didn't know the layout of their house. I did not realize that her parents' room was directly below her room.
Yeah. You know what's really bad about my first time? First date.
Wow.
Like, I seem to have the ability to, if I don't get it on the first date, it doesn't happen. But if I get on the first date, it doesn't stop happening.
See, with me, I'm one of those ones. I don't even fucking push for it. Like when I was dating, it's all like I wouldn't fucking push for it, and then the girls would eventually reach that fucking snapping point and go, "Are you even interested?" It's all like I'm waiting for the go from you. And
I,
that was my fucking mentality. And they're all like, "Yeah, go." I'm all like, "Oh, okay." But it was just one of those things because I didn't want because I don't know until after the first time. I'm
yeah,
completely in the dark, and I don't know what's okay, what's not okay, that sort of thing. I don't want to end up
yeah,
fucking pissing them off or them thinking I'm going in too early. I'd rather them sit
yeah.
there and go, all right, he's a little overcautious.
I I was I was just so freaking tired of just waiting basically, and then like the very first time I even attempted to be kind of aggressive at all really with it. Because prior to that, it didn't really bother me. And then it was like, I'm 18. I'm in a room alone with a girl. What the fuck is wrong with me?
You see, the thing is like with the last chick that I dated, not my ex, but I dated one chick afterward.
Yeah,
Um, with her, me and her had been hanging out for a while, and we were in that we don't quite know what the fuck's going on phase.
yeah,
That awkward phase. And she ended up saying something, just kind of off the cuff,
yeah,
and it was something along the lines of, "I just want an aggressive guy."
yeah,
That sort of thing. Because we were sitting there, we were talking more along the lines of friends, but there had been flirting going on. There was definitely sexual tension there on both sides.
yeah.
And finally, I was just like, you know what, fuck it, and we went ahead and did that. That's when I found out she had a boyfriend.
And that's when you find out, well, shit.
The thing is she had actually just moved her shit out of her boyfriend's house without him knowing,
Oh, well,
because
that's
she
fine.
wanted to get the fuck away from him.
To,
So my timing
in
was
my,
perfect because she had just moved all of that shit out while he was hanging out at a friend's house that morning.
I was about to say, how do you not notice all your girlfriend shit is gone?
But so he
I like
had
how
no
you just
clue that
coughed
this
and
shit was
didn't answer
coming.
that.
He had no he had no fucking clue that this shit was fucking coming.
Yeah,
So he thinks that she's still fucking quote unquote his girl, that sort of thing. He ends up actually fucking coming to my house.
yeah.
And I'm all like, dude, you're not welcome here. Leave. He's like, I'm not leaving here without her. It's like, she doesn't want anything to fucking do with you. Leave.
Although she did do plenty to do with me. Now please leave my property.
And he sat there. He actually tried to force his way into my house.
Oh, I would have decked him immediately.
Oh, no. You see, I don't punch people. I don't want to damage my knuckles. I use those to jerk off. And so, as he tried to step up into my house, my foot just came straight up to his chest. That's one
Usually
of the
my
reasons why people sit there and say that I would have been good in Sparta, because that's the scene that they fucking remember from the movie.
that's
The
not
whole
even
"this is Sparta" thing, and a lot of people have seen me do the "this is Sparta" kick.
that's just shield. It's literally just a shield kick. I learned that in LARP.
Yeah, it's all like, dude, that is the most basic of fucking things. That's
I
self
can
defense 101.
I can do a spinning midair roundhouse kick. What do I get for that?
And so it's all like, And the thing is she was coming out because she heard him, right?
Yeah.
And she was for some odd reason afraid of this guy. And so
I guess he just had that
she
voice.
walks out and starts coming down the hallway just in time to see me kick him out. Literally.
Yeah.
And then she sees me step out through the door, and I'm gone from her sight. And instantly I hear a scream from her. Because she's all like, one of these two is fucking dying.
Well, here's the thing. I don't ever go to the point of killing people.
Yeah, no. The only time I would fucking kill someone is if they were actually posing a dire physical threat to me or my family. That's the only time I would fucking kill someone on purpose. Because I can't say that's the only time I would kill someone because accidents happen. Yep. But as far as on purpose is concerned, is if they were posing a real threat to me or my family. More so my family. I'm much more forgiving when they're posing a threat to me because there's something I can do about it. But when it's my family, no. Like if someone was to sit there and threaten my daughter, yeah, I'll definitely live up to the term bear.
You know what the two best defensive moves would have been besides kick him in the chest?
What?
Well, first off, the best one, if he was leaning in chest first or like he was just trying to walk in straight up.
Oh, he had to step up.
Okay, so he was already off balance. Sweep the leg, slam his head off the side of the doorway, and push him out.
Yeah, no, with the way that the doorway was set up, in all honesty, what I did was probably the best thing. Because it made it so he couldn't grab on and hold himself there. Because you ain't doing that with one of my fucking kicks. But then also at the same time, it's all like, I don't, at that point, I didn't have a whole lot of maneuvering room.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason why I opted for that, and it was just my body reacting.
I'm also one of those people that will literally bend and break his body in half just to kick your ass.
Oh yeah, no. The thing is if you're in a fight to fucking win. I mean, there's really no fucking rules. Like me, I don't go for the nuts, but that's pretty much the only rule I hold myself to.
Shut up, Sis.
Until they try to go after mine.
Well, why am I being told to shut up? Staying free?
Because you're you.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Oh, wow, 4 people came. That's weird.
Oh, we got an orgy going. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, if 4 people came, there you go. Well, I guess that's the end of the orgy, but that's beside the point.
That's the exclamation point.
That's the end of the orgy and the beginning of the search for the towel.
Don't forget to bring a towel.
But
I couldn't help it. I'm sorry. That was horrible.
I wish my cousin was here. He'd do the freaking Donald Duck impression. He can do that shit well too.
Yeah. So, what you been up to staying free since we've already fucked this shit all to hell because we're both tired?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to change the fucking title of this shit.
At first, it started off fairly well.
Well, I guess I can keep the title and then just add on to it with banter with Sin.
We kind of, and then we screwed the pooch.
Yeah.
That's basically how it was. I don't even know if he's still here.
Oh, he's still here.
The delay.
The thing hasn't changed.
The delay messes with me.
Yeah, but I'm sitting here. I'm watching both the chat screen and the YouTube screen. So
what you been doing? Staying free. I swear, if he says staying free, I'm going to be upset.
Yeah, because you will just set yourself up for it. Oh, there he went.
See, all I have to do is talk to him.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a 1 in 3 chance that that was him that left.
Well, technically, it's a 2 chance because two of them is us.
Actually, it doesn't register me as a watcher. That's the reason why I
Really?
said it's a 1 in 3. Yeah, because I'm the one. I'm the one hosting, so it automatically doesn't count me.
Well, that's weird because whenever I do it, it counts me. It's weird.
Yeah, that's really strange.
But then again, you have to freaking send me an email to invite me, so
Yeah,
everything about
YouTube
this
just
is
hates your
strange.
ass almost as much as staying free does.
I mean, he doesn't give me a chance to talk, so I don't really say that's, kicking my ass as much as, motherfucker, here's some duct tape, let me scream at you.
But
I'm
but
just
no,
joking, staying free. It's cool. It's cool.
but the thing is with like with that chick, like that was one of the few times that I actually got to be as aggressive as I wanted. And I
Ah,
have to admit, I don't want to go back.
yeah.
I do not want to go back because the thing is, I was part of the BDSM community for a while,
Yeah.
and I really, really like having free reign.
There was a.
And a lot of people are like, well, it's actually the slave that's in charge. It's all like if you're doing it, if you're doing it in a very specific way, and to a degree, yeah, they are in charge. That's what the safe word is for, because then they can say stop at any time. But the thing is that's used basically if there's like if they're not feeling safe or something like that. It's not a I
yeah.
just want you to stop. That because the thing is if you've got a sub that's fucking doing that, then they're not going to be a sub for very fucking long.
Yeah, they're not actually a
Or
sub
there's
if
going to
they
be a
do
free
that.
roaming sub
They're,
at that point.
they're not even truly a sub at that point.
You know. But the thing is I mean, it's one of those things. It's all like once I get to the point of comfort,
Yeah.
then yeah, I'm exceedingly dominant. Once I feel like I've got at least some sort of grasp on the situation.
I I've already made this statement several times before. I am probably really the most relaxed person you ever knew in any other situation. You go into the bedroom and we shut the door. Yeah, you might as well check my relaxation thing at the door. Just saying.
And the thing is that was her first time actually being with someone who actually has a Dom personality. So that was fun because she learned a lot.
I've been told that I don't dom correctly. I'm like, I'm getting you to do everything I want you to do. How am I not doing it right?
Right. But you see, the thing is like with her, she didn't realize that when a Dom's in that fucking mode,
Yeah,
she didn't realize that Doms actually tend to sweat when they go into that mode.
yeah.
Like even if they're not being hyper physically active, it's all like no, because the thing is there's freaking chemicals flying all over the place at that point. It's all like that fight or flight instinct is kicking in. That's where the Dom comes from. It's actually the fight instinct.
Yeah.
And at that point, you are the target. A grateful target, but a target nonetheless.
You know what I find funny? When I'm doing LARP, and I always say, the best time to fuck is right after fighting. That's what I say.
Oh yeah, it is.
Like I could go into a room, have an argument, and then there you go. By the way, this video is probably getting taken down.
Fucking either makeup sex or rage sex. Best sex ever. Like let's be fucking honest right there.
For me, it's right after punches fly.
See, I don't do that because at that point I'm not as in control as I need to be.
Oh no, no, no! I don't mean.
There's a reason. There's a reason why I was a chubby chaser. Because one time I had sex with a skinnier girl.
Yeah.
She didn't handle it too well, and that
Well,
was with me
that's
being gentle.
that's not what I mean. I mean like after a fight with someone,
Yeah,
not
no, no, no. But
necessarily the person.
I'm saying that was with me being gentle,
Yeah.
and she couldn't fucking handle it because I was gripping too hard. I was thrusting too hard. I was thrusting too deep. You know, like laundry list of things done, quote unquote, wrong. Didn't
It's not
really seem
wrong.
like I was doing anything wrong because she was sitting there and screaming for more. But oh well.
It was so good. It was bad.
Well, she didn't like the aftermath. She didn't like the bruises. She didn't like how sore she was. She didn't like being. She didn't like suffering the consequences of rough sex.
Yeah.
She liked the rough sex itself while it was happening, but then regretted it afterward because she's all like, "Oh yeah, huh? I still have to live in this body."
You you look at her and say, "Well, from now on, there will be morphine beside the bed."
Oh no, no, no! Because the thing is like she's like literally she had bruises actually in the shape of handprints on her hips,
Oh, this is that one.
and and her head was hurting because of the hair grabbing.
Yeah.
She actually had bruises on her shoulders
Yeah.
from me grabbing her shoulders to pull her back. She had a little bit of bruising on her wrists from me pinning her wrist behind her. I mean, it's all like that's part of rough sex. It's one of those things. It's you get bruises. I showed her my back. I'm all like, yeah, yeah. You think you're fucking miserable?
Yeah.
It's all like I'm still fucking bleeding, and I'm one of those people. I have really good clotting factors.
Oh, I. Here's the
Oh,
problem with
like
me.
so me still bleeding an hour afterward. Those are
Yeah.
some deep fucking gouges.
Yeah. Mine. I'm actually a free bleeder.
Don't ever say that again. No, don't ever say that phrase again on my channel. No.
You never heard
Unless you're
that
talking
from.
about how those people are fucking disgusting as shit.
If you're talking about the other thing, I'm talking about what it originally meant, not what these fuckers took it and made it.
I'm talking about free bleeding as far as these feminist cunts.
I'm talking about blood, if I get a cut, flows freely from my body.
Mm. All right, so
That's what it originally meant.
you're a bleeder.
Yeah, I bleed easily.
Yeah. See, me, I'm the exact opposite. I get a cut and it stops bleeding almost instantly.
I used to be that way until recently after I had my high blood pressure problem. And it wasn't caused because of my weight, believe it or not. It was caused because I was on the wrong dose of Focalin. And it increased my blood pressure so much that it gave me high blood pressure. And they started putting me on high blood pressure pills instead of taking me down a notch on the Focalin. So now, for some odd reason, after finally convincing them that I don't want Focalin anymore, uh, which I haven't been on medication in years. Um, after finally convincing
He's
them,
so thankful that Staying Free is not in here because he would have just ripped you.
for me bleeding,
No, you not being on medications for years, he would have said you should go back on.
I don't know. I think he enjoys me being, slightly off my rocker. It gives him an advantage.
But yeah, no, it's
Oh god, you're gonna hate me. I just came up with some new lyrics for that freaking "Call Me Maybe" shit.
Oh God, no, not on my channel. You can do that in a private chat. No, not on my channel, dude. No, stop. Oh,
It's great. I promise you.
go for it.
If I type it in, uh, it goes. I just met you. You seem crazy. Here's my number. Let's fuck later, baby. That's basically it.
That's pretty much every woman out there. Yep.
I think it would be much better if I played it to a country song tone.
Oh Jesus.
That'd be great. Just imagine a slow country song, but with less of the. It's kind of like I don't know. I don't know what song would be a good
See,
good example.
a lot of people don't understand why I actually like that the original of that song.
They call me maybe.
Yes, it's only because of the music video.
Never watched it.
Well, she's sitting there. She's like, there's this guy. He's doing the yard work, all that. Quote unquote hunky guy. Muscle bound, meathead looking. That sort of shit.
So
And
not
so
Justin
she
Bieber.
she sits there and gives him. She gives him her number at the end.
Yeah.
And he ends up walking toward her, and then he just kind of pushes her to the side and throws her number to the side. Walks up to one of the guys in the band and just lays it on him.
Well,
He was just sitting there hitting on a gay guy the whole fucking time. And I'm like, yes. I'm sorry. I love watching that sort of shit. I love seeing that sort of shit happen. Some uppity little my shit doesn't stink bitch getting fucking humiliated like that. Oh hell yeah! Of course I'm gonna laugh, and it doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman. It truly doesn't, because if it's a guy that sits there, he thinks he's all that, and then the fucking chick goes over to the fucking fat guy. Yeah, but I mean, it's even better whenever it's all like, yeah, you were just trying to pull that shit with someone who's batting for the other team. That's just fucking epic. It's all like, yeah, there you go. It's like, how many other people's time have you wasted? Now you just had your time wasted. Justice.
I just find it funny because I'm thinking like proof that gaydar doesn't exist.
Gaydar is very hit and miss nowadays.
Yep. Because everybody
there's definitely a lot of interference with gaydar. Like me, I have pretty good gaydar.
Yeah.
And even my top of the line gaydar, it's like. But of course, I live in California, where it's basically just a giant EMP going off constantly, as far as gaydar is concerned.
I've just been very straightforward about me, basically.
Yeah. See, like with me, people, like when they talk to me, for the longest time, they think that I'm going to be one of these people that's going to sit there and say, oh, gay people, need to be sanctioned and that sort of thing. I'm like, no. Love whoever you want, fuck whoever you want, whatever, as long as they're of legal age, as long as, they're actually able to consent. And I'm not sitting there and saying, oh, well, if they're drunk, then you're in the wrong. Oh, no. They chose to drink. They suffer the consequences. But there is one particular thing we were actually talking about before, where I think that some of those people definitely need to be sanctioned.
Yeah. I think we shouldn't go into that discussion again, because I think we've said our piece on that. We're not going to go there.
Oh, no. I haven't even began to say my piece on that shit, but that's for another stream.
I think that's a personal you need to do a video on.
Oh, no. It won't be a fucking video. It will be a fucking stream.
Because remember when I jumped in on that?
Mm-hmm.
How long of a rant did I go on before you could shut me up? And that doesn't happen often.
Yeah, but the thing is like as far as the whole trans thing, it's all like, I don't know. It's the science doesn't fucking match up. The fucking the fact that they went through, they, you know, even the people who came up with the fucking procedure sat there and said, yeah, that was a fucking mistake. You know, the fact that trans people are infinitely more likely to commit suicide after the procedure.
Yeah.
And it's all like, really? And it's not even just the ones that it's all like, yeah, there ain't enough surgery in the world, honey. You know? It's not even
Yeah.
those. It's the ones that are actually fully 100% passable. Like you would 100% believe it.
Yeah.
You know, it's all like, no, you're fucking with the body's chemistry for one. That's always a bad fucking idea. Ask any chemo patient.
I'm really hoping that Blair does not go through this. You know what I mean?
Blair seems pretty fucking stable.
Well, she's going underneath another surgery, is what I'm saying. I'm not sure what this one is, but
yeah, but Blair seems pretty fucking stable. So, like, I'm not like, if it happens, I won't be surprised because of the statistics, right? But I will be somewhat shocked at it because Blair seems completely fucking happy with it.
And seems almost
Blair
normal.
Blair completely shuts down the haters. But Blair sits there and goes, yeah, a lot of people that go through it really shouldn't go through it. You know?
What's even more amazing with Blair really is that she it's not even that she shuts down the haters. I think going public with hers has actually helped her instead of hurt her.
Yeah.
Because she actually did it the right way.
Well, what I'm saying is she shuts down the haters by not really humoring them too much. And that's the thing. At that point, if you're going to be going into something like that, that's something that they need to address. They need to sit there and go, all right, we need to thicken up your skin right quick and in a hurry. Because you're going to have a lot of people that are going to fucking come after you. And I don't think that that's necessarily right. But then you get piles of shit like Jenner.
Yeah.
Fuck Bruce. Seriously. Like honestly, worst fucking representative of the trans community ever.
I will say for a bit, Bruce was okay, but after a certain point, it just went all downhill. There was a point at the beginning where it was like, and then boom, you know?
Yeah, basically up until the Ben Shapiro thing. So that lasted what, a couple of months?
Yeah.
Like, once the Ben Shapiro thing happened, it was all downhill from there. It's all like, really? You're threatening physical violence against someone while sitting there and saying that no one should threaten physical violence.
Yeah, you kind of don't.
It's all like, at this point, I'm all like, I'm not sure if this was an actual thing or if it was a publicity thing, you know?
Like, here's one thing I do have to say. Like, me personally, I do obviously not defending Jenner at all. I mean, I'm not a big Jenner fan anyway.
I say send Jenner over to a Muslim country and let them sort it out.
I mean, whatever works out, works out. But what I was gonna say is, from my perspective, as far as like,
you see, the funny thing is liberals can't bitch at that point. That's how you checkmate a liberal, right there. Because if sending Bruce over to a Muslim country is a bad thing, then you're saying that Muslims are a threat to the trans and gay community. But
like, I find that funny because people do that all the time.
Sit there and say that not a bad thing, then the trans and gay community is going to get up in arms saying, "Oh, so you want us to fucking die then?"
Like we
And
have
so it's a
base
really bad situation for them.
we have hit a wall of, oh well, we don't want to be bigoted, but oh wait, we can't help it because no matter what we do, we're a bigot.
Right? And that's the reason why I've just stopped sitting there. And, like, I'll sit there and I'll do my little fucking caveat saying, hashtag not all, that sort of thing. But, at
Yeah.
this point, I'm like, you know what? No matter what I say, I'm going to be a fucking bigot. No matter what, I am going to be classified as a fucking bigot, no matter what words come out of my mouth. Because the thing is my thoughts are based off of empirical fact.
Yeah.
Either that or off of personal fucking beliefs.
Or experiences. And those don't count for anything.
Well, like I've said in the past, all my personal beliefs. And oh, awesome! We're actually on to the subject again, at least temporarily.
We've been swimming around that for a long time.
But the thing is my personal beliefs are based off of my personal experiences, as well as facts and how they line up with that. Because if I'm sitting there and I'm looking at studies and it's all like, oh well, this is what happens the majority of the time, and I look at a situation, I'm all like, well, either this study is fucking flawed, or I am either A, the luckiest motherfucker, or B, the unluckiest motherfucker on the planet, depending on the situation.
Yep.
And so it's all like, huh. But usually, whenever I am looking at a non-Democrat funded study, usually that study is pretty representative of my personal experiences. And that's where I'm like, And when I say non-Democrat funded, I'm also meaning not Republican funded. I'm talking about, the double-blind, completely neutral studies. Those are the only ones, because the Republican ones never fucking hit right, and the Democrat ones never fucking hit right. It's always the double-blind independent studies.
Right.
That's the reason why that's the only ones I fucking source. Because I'm all like, those are the only ones that I can fucking believe. Because my experiences in the past are that partisan funded studies tend to be fucking partisan. What a fucking shock.
Yeah. I really just wish, parties weren't a thing anymore and just people ran. Like, that is the most, I will say that is probably the very most anarchist thought I've ever had.
Well, it's not an anarchy thought. It's a, look, this was a thing back in the past, and it served its purpose, but now it's actually impeding any level of actual progress. It's actually dragging us backward.
Right. And it's actually starting to drown us.
Right? It's dragging us backward, and we're all fucking sharks, right? So what happens when you drag a shark backwards? It drowns.
Yeah.
I still think that it's weird that you can drown a fish. I'm sorry. That's still weird.
See, to me, it's not weird because I don't think they're actually breathing in water completely. You know what I mean?
Well, what it is they're passing the water over their gills, and the gills are actually extracting the oxygen out of the water.
Exactly. So I don't find it weird that you can drown a fish, really.
But at that point, would it really be considered drowning, or would it be considered suffocating?
I mean, I guess if you live in the water and you die in the water, you suffocate.
Because, I mean, in all technicality, drowning is suffocating.
Yeah, but drowning is basically just water and lungs. Versus, like, you can drown by just drinking water or milk, some kind of liquid that just fills your lungs.
Well, actually, what it is it goes into your trachea and then it hits your larynx, and your larynx closes up, keeping you from being able to breathe anymore, trying to protect itself.
Yeah. By the way, that is the stupidest reaction body function I've ever heard of. I mean, it's smart, but it's stupid at the same time. Hey, body, why don't you kill me in order to save your one body part?
Now, you know what the stupidest bodily reaction is? Getting a
Uh,
hard on when you're scared out of your fucking mind.
well, I don't get that, so
I have.
the weirdest reaction I ever have to anything is, everybody always has that Y boner. You know what I mean?
Oh, I have a Y boner constantly, but Return of the Y boner with a vengeance.
Exactly. But I mean, there's just sometimes you're just like, why do I have a boner? I'm not even thinking anything weird, you know?
You know what he was saying there, right?
Yeah.
You know he wasn't actually talking about a boner.
Yeah.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
I knew he wasn't talking about a boner. Though it is a good reference and it's fucking fun to say.
Yeah, and having that scene in mind just makes any situation where that is valid even better.
If I remember that's from the one I heard. It was from American Dad or Family Guy, one or two.
Oh, that's not where I heard it.
Which one did you? You see, I heard it from, I think, American Dad, and he was just like, you know how his voice gets when he gets suspicious?
Yeah.
His stance?
Yeah.
And it's just like, Return of the Y boner.
Yeah. I heard it on Helsing Abridged.
Yeah, I heard it on there too. I've seen almost every episode. I missed the last two, and I'm very upset.
John shoots the messenger, and then he just turns around. The Return of the Y boner with a vengeance.
And then, oops! Did I accidentally award?
Yes.
By the way, I believe it's his damn fault that
that should have been a fucking meme. Anyone who fucking makes memes,
they should have done it for Obama.
Yeah, exactly.
Should have done it for Bush too.
They should sit there and fucking have a picture of a ballot with the with check marks for Bush and Obama, and whoops, did I accidentally award?
You could also you also
or with Obama. Whoops, did I accidentally raise gas prices? Fuck Obama, seriously. Dude, he financially screwed this country to hell and back.
Yeah, though you have to admit some of it started with Bush. Some of it. Not
some
majorly.
It started with Bush. It's just Obama decided, hey, let's double down on this shit.
Exactly.
We're not making money off of this ostrich farm? Let's go ahead and buy 50 more!
I think some of it was him trying to keep the war going because he thought that was pumping blood into the economy. It was really actually slowly...
I think some of it was him just trying to fucking weaken our country.
Yeah, that too.
He even wrote a book about how he fucking hates our country.
Really? I haven't heard about this.
Oh, yeah. Obama? Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, no. In his book, he fucking has nothing but fucking disdain for this country.
Like, I don't see the point in reading those kind of books about presidents and shit. Like their memoirs. It just makes me think, oh, well.
Oh, no, it wasn't a fucking memoir. This was written while he was in college.
Well, okay, my point...
It's not... And it's not a memoir. It was basically just sitting there and saying how our legal system, our political system, our financial system is all fucking shit, and that Marxist communism is the best way of doing things, and that we should, even if it takes violence, get rid of our current system. So it
Right.
makes sense that he supported Black Lives Matter. You know, of course he's gonna support every fucking domestic terrorist group that we fucking have.
Right. All right. Well, what I was gonna say before you brought up
It's all
Black
like,
Lives.
holy shit!
No, no. What I was gonna say before you brought up Black Lives Matter was, well, that also goes back to the whole entire reporter thing that we mentioned earlier with the guy when the guy was 16, whoever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, the prior to the BLM thing, that same thing you were saying could go back to the news reporter guy saying, I knew this guy when he was 16, blah blah blah. He wanted to fuck the world.
Oh no, it wasn't
So
that he wanted to fuck the world. It was that he was sitting there. It was at a, of course, it was at a rich bitch summer camp, right? The
yep,
guy ended up getting himself elected, quote unquote, president in it because they were doing kind of a little mock democracy there.
yeah,
He ended up getting there, and someone was sitting there and literally just trying to make his life a living fucking hell. And he finally got so pissed off that he literally flipped a table out of rage because this person was just doing everything that they could to get under his skin. And at
yeah.
16, good luck controlling that fucking chemical change going on.
Oh yeah.
And it's
I was.
like,
People were lucky. I basically held my anger in, but they were also very unlucky that when 17 rolled around, I was ready to knock someone's head off.
See, with me, it was, I held in a lot of anger. I was a very reserved person. But
Yeah,
once you did finally get that flame started, good fucking luck putting it out.
yeah,
It was one of those situations. And that's what tends to fucking happen with a lot of people. And I'll go ahead and I'll try to segue from here back onto the topic.
yeah,
That's where people like that sit there and, they've been religious all their life, they've been holding back all this shit. And then finally they get that either freedom or, just finally get fed up with it and that sort of thing. And they hit the flashpoint. That's when you get what I call the cult atheist.
yeah,
And I have no problems with atheists, but cult atheists, like the ones that will actively go to like religious channels that are discussing, a religious text or, has sermons on it or something like that, and sit there and just go out of their way trying to make everyone fucking miserable. Just in general being an insufferable prick. It's all like, dude, go crawl under a fucking rock and die at that point. It's all like, stop trying to make everyone miserable. This is the reason why people have the view of atheists that they fucking have, is because of assholes like that.
yeah. It's I don't know. It's just people don't seem to think things through anymore. Like how I was mentioning that conversation earlier that I had with the person that took like 5 freaking hours,
Yeah.
and we had one completely different idea of what a conversation was, and then they wanted to argue what what was it what a professional was, when I was saying, have you ever heard the term, not term, but the saying professional troll?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, I see where this is going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they wanted to argue that they don't get paid, so they're not professional. they were arguing the literal sense of that word, and I was arguing the literal sense.
So, all right,
Huh?
so the vast majority of artists aren't professionals.
And that's what I tried to get through. I said it's also a skill level. If you work hard at something, I even use gamers. You don't actually have professional gamers if you do it like that. There is no paid position for gamer. There is a prize money thing at
For
the
winning
end
a
if you
competition.
exactly.
And so that means that MMA fighters are not professionals.
Wrestlers are not professionals, even though we already know who wins. Anyway,
right? But I mean, it's
but
just like it's just like
and they were like,
I hate when
you cannot
people try to go down to arguing semantics.
exactly. And then and
Almost as
I have
bad
done
as
it
I hate it whenever you're bringing up a legitimate fucking point and sitting there and saying no, what you're saying is wrong because your verbiage is actually fucking wrong. You are not using the proper vernacular. And they're all like, well, now you're just arguing semantics. No, actually, I'm not. You're sitting there and saying that this is rape when it does not classify in the word of rape.
exactly. And
Just to use it as an example, because that's one of the more prominent.
yeah, and then they kept trying to say I was getting frustrated. I'm like, I'm not frustrated at all. What are you smoking? And maybe you should smoke less of it because it's making you more angry.
It's all like, what are you smoking? Because you really need to smoke some weed to counter that shit out.
Exactly. And it's just I'm and I'm having a fairly decent conversation with this person. Like they even asked me, "What's your beef? You are arguing for the sake of arguing. This isn't going anywhere and has no reason to be continued." And then when they said that, uh, I basically just told them, if I remember, I asked if this conversation was concluded forever ago and never got a response. So you just kept responding to the conversation at hand, and so did I. So how am I the one hoping you will listen to me? Like they tried to throw the whole entire conversation on me. I'm pretty sure for the last 4 hours I was arguing with a damn troll. But
See, the thing is I love it whenever people are all like, whenever people try to pull that fucking shit with me. When they're all like, well, what's even the point of this conversation? The point of this conversation is I'm right and you're wrong and you're too stupid to realize it.
I
That's my response at that point, because at that point I know I've already won whatever debate's fucking going on, and they're just trying to sit there and nullify the victory.
and
And
heck, I wasn't even debating this person.
but then too, well, the thing is I debate people without even realizing I'm debating them, and I don't know how you fucking do that, but apparently it happens quite often with me.
Like, I think where we started, quote unquote, debating by accident was they said when I brought up trolls. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they're like, that's a sad. Literally, this is how they typed. That's a sad people do. There is no such thing as a professional troll. For one, that sentence hurt my head.
Yeah, at that point I would have been all like, please retype that.
And then I said, I just told you what a professional troll is. Because right before that, I said, you don't think there are people who just sit around when they get home and troll people every day. That is what a professional troll is.
Right. So like
And
it's not using the term professional in the
business sense.
sterile clinical sense.
Yeah.
It's using the term professional, meaning that they put a lot of time and effort into it.
And I even explained it's a skill level. Like they have gotten to a certain point where they might as well be paid for it, but they are not.
Right.
It's
Some of them get
basically
paid for it. Some of them get hired onto the Young Turks.
yeah, that's true.
Oh, that's no. Like honestly, did you see the debate between Shank Uger and Ben Shapiro.
I don't even. The Young Turks to me is a joke, and I don't see why people even bother with them.
Oh, dude, you should watch that debate. It is funny as fuck. Because Shank is sitting there. He actually doesn't know what he's fucking talking about. You can tell by the way he acts. Because, I mean, he's easy to read. He's a fucking open book. And he knows the most superficial shit about what he's talking about, and then he just pulls the rest out of his ass. And he knows that his typical audience is so fucking stupid that as soon as a shiny object goes rolling by, they are now permanently distracted and they completely forgot everything he was fucking talking about.
Yeah.
Right? And so he tried to sit there and pull it with a neutral audience. Oh my God, it was fucking amazing because at several points he said, look it up. At one point he actually said, Google it. Well, a few YouTubers went, all right, I'll take that challenge. And sure as shit,
he was completely
wrong. Was wrong on everything. And it's just like, dude, how can either Shank is like the biggest fucking masochist out there, either that or he's just like Alex Jones and people just don't fucking actually challenge him.
Yeah.
You know, like people are too afraid to tell him that he's fucking wrong, other than people like Ben Shapiro and all that, who he's branded as the fucking enemy who knows nothing. When his enemy's sitting there going, I have all the statistics right here.
I mean, all you have to do is make a man look like a fool once, and then everybody believes him a fool.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is he even sat there and he actively fucking lied during the debate. Actively lied in a failed humble brag.
I'm just gonna say this doesn't surprise me.
That but no,
if it's who I think it is,
lying in a failed humble brag.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're humble bragging, whatever, that's on you, right? It might be a little tasteless. It's pretty much always tasteless, in my opinion, unless you're doing it for satire, you know, as a joke.
Yeah.
But Shank is actually doing it, trying to inflate his ego. Fails at it, and he gets called out online because he sits there and says that the Young Turks viewership is growing.
No, it's not.
It has been shrinking. It has been in decline for years, if I remember correctly.
It's been shrinking majorly since the Trump election.
The only reason why they even have subscribers anymore is because, one, there's a lot of fucking dipshit leftists out there. I'm talking like the far left motherfuckers. Like the ones that are sitting there and pointing at the far right-leaning motherfuckers that have their tinfoil hats on, pointing and laughing at them and going, look at those fucking chumps. That fucking tinfoil on their head's not going to block anything. What you need is a fucking full lead bodysuit.
Yeah.
You know, it's all like, really?
Now all we need for them
you also have people that love to troll.
Yeah.
And then you also have people that just tune into them regularly for the fucking laughs. Me, I don't like stupid comedy like that. So, unfortunately, it's not for me. And I'd be constantly making videos just fucking nuking them into oblivion. And I'm like, no, I ain't fucking doing that. I ain't creating a the Young Turks post-nuke channel. All right? I ain't fucking doing that. So I'm already planning on starting up a fucking gaming channel along with you.
Yeah, eventually we're going to get all this started.
And then on top of that, I'm planning on working on some other fucking projects of my own.
Yeah.
But it's just, I don't know. And one of the first things that I want to fucking do on our gaming channel, like I actually want to get that set up relatively soon.
Yeah.
Like even if it's just starting off as more of a gaming news channel type of thing.
Right. Worst
Uh,
comes to worst, just email me to start off because I haven't been getting many Hangout messages popping up on my phone. It doesn't seem to want to work really well.
all right, I'll go ahead and email you, and actually I'll just start up a fucking Discord
Yeah, that would actually work because I
so that
can
we
get
can voice chat. We can
I
voice
can
chat,
actually get.
text chat, send documents to each other, all that good shit.
I will say this though, on because I got a Microsoft phone, Discord does not do voice chat yet on my Microsoft phone.
Well, we can at least voice chat on the computer.
Yeah, yeah, that's
So,
all open there.
but yeah, yeah. So it's all like I don't want to start up a fucking anti-Young Turks channel because that's just spreading myself way too fucking thin. I mean, yeah, there's a
I
lot
mean,
of me to go around, but even that's spreading me too thin.
I wouldn't even bother with the Young Turks. They're basically committing suicide by slowly slitting all the way up their wrist.
Oh, the thing is where they really started to cut deep was with the
One with all the
Anna
Trump digs.
Kasparian thing.
Yeah.
When she sat there and said, "Yeah, I'm fucking better than you." It's all like, "Yeah, what's that? That's the sound of your viewership plummeting."
I mean, I just find it funny that she thought that would work.
Oh, she the thing is remember with people that are bowing eternally at the altar of political correctness. Remember, she's in one of the protected classes. Just remember
Mm,
that. And so she thinks she can get away with that shit. She
yeah.
for some odd reason thinks that the real world has somehow ceased to exist and does not apply to her anymore. And then when she went off on Alex Jones,
Yeah.
called him a fat fuck. It's all like
Yeah.
you're sitting there defending a fat fuck from a fat fuck by calling one of the fat fucks a fat fuck right after making a video saying that fat shaming is wrong. And right
I
before going into a video talking about how wrong fat shaming is.
yeah.
Ugh.
They just need to stop. Like, I'm not saying that the Young Turks need to stop being on YouTube or anything involving their stuff. I'm just saying they need to stop doing news because their news is trash.
Honestly, at this point, with all the damage that they've fucking done, they just need to stop. And I'm not talking about the Young Turks. I'm talking about their hearts. They just need
Ah,
to stop. And it's very rare for me to wish death onto anyone. But the thing is as far as the loony left bullshit, honestly,
yeah.
I think they have caused some of the most damage. And
Yeah.
they're not going to stop causing damage. They're never going to stop causing damage.
I mean, what's
And at this
weird
point, they are just
is
telling people that are violent and need mental help that they are normal and that everyone else should just get out of their way. And if they don't get out of their way, then they were Nazis, so it's okay. That's
yeah.
basically
Oh,
what they're doing at this point.
did you hear that apparently I can't remember. I think it was trans is getting pulled possibly within the next year or two. Trans is going to be pulled out of mental disorder uh,
Is it actually
bracket.
classified as a mental disorder? I thought they already pulled that shit out.
Uh, it's under not disorder, illness. My bad. There apparently illness and disorder are different.
Yeah, because again, it's a semantics thing, but yeah, they are slightly different. They're different classifications.
Well, right now, I think it's classified as a mental illness, which is slightly above disorder. And then after that, it's just going to be completely out. So, yeah.
Well, they're also trying to now pull pedophilia out of that too.
Yeah, I had a discussion about that too. Hello. I don't know you. Hi, Bullet Machine.
How's it going, Bullet Machine? What's up? And good morning to you too.
But but
Welcome
to
to the
go back
channel.
to the but to go back to the thing we were talking about. Oh shit, I lost it. Crap.
Well, we were talking about disorders and how trans was going to be pulled off, but they're also trying to pull
The
off
pedo thing.
pedophilia off of there. Like trans, it's a whatever. But
Yeah.
the whole pedophilia thing, it's all like, no, that's something that's actively damaging to people other than the individual that it's afflicting. So
Yeah.
maybe stop.
Yeah.
Just saying.
But I'm gonna basically what I was gonna say was I had a discussion with somebody that was like, oh well, that all started on Reddit. You know.
Doesn't matter where it starts.
Exactly. But they were saying it was supposed to be a troll. I said, okay, even if it started as a troll, there are now YouTube channels and other people actually advocating for this shit. And they're
Yeah.
like, wait, what? You're serious? Shows a video. Oh my god.
Yeah. I still have to go through and do my fucking videos on that shit. Why?
I'm dodging it.
I don't want to fucking do those videos. It's gonna be so much fucking work doing those videos. Oh my god, because I'm actually gonna have to be serious.
It's not even me. I would be too serious. I would be pissed by the time I got done with them. I do not need to
just me doing the research for it, because I've already gone through and I've done over 200 hours of research into it already. And
heck, I've thought
just to make sure that I have all my fucking facts straight.
yeah.
There's that Green Party in, this is from Bullet Machine, people. This is not me saying this because I haven't read through it all the way. But Bullet Machine says there's that Green Party in Germany that advocates for pedophilia since the 90s, and they wonder why they always plummet in the election ratings every time someone says that. Well, yeah, because a lot of people have come to the realization that sticking your dick into a small child is probably not healthy for the child. And I know I'm bringing that in from, you know, the male being the oppressor thing at this point. But the thing is I do it for the emotional punch at that point, because the thing is sitting there and saying, you know, a woman sitting there and diddling a young boy, or a woman fingering a young female child, doesn't have that emotional punch, because people have gotten it into their head that women, for some odd reason, get some level of a fucking pass on this shit. And so I sit there and I bring it up the way that I do, because it really fucking hits home with people.
Oh yeah, it does.
But the thing is I'm kind of curious now. Merkel.
About which part?
Merkel. Is she planning on switching over to the Green Party? Is that the reason why she's importing so many Muslims into the country? So is she hoping to get support for the Green Party up and running? Is that what's going on?
That's psychotic, to say the least, in my opinion.
Would you put it past Merkel?
I don't really, as I've stated before, I don't really look past politicians outside of my own borders. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Yeah, Merkel was wanting to try to choke out the UK, like get like absolutely refuse anything that they brought to the table for the Brexit deal.
Yeah,
She was trying to sit there and make it so that automobile tariffs got passed to where no automobile company would do business with the UK. Now,
yeah,
that's kind of funny coming from someone in charge of Germany, where one of their major exports is fucking vehicles.
yeah.
So that was the whole cut off the nose to spite the face thing.
Apparently, Merkel wants to keep that magical number of 80 million people in the country, is what
Yeah,
he says.
maybe Germans aren't having as many kids anymore because of the fact that, oh, I don't know, pretty much they've adopted the idea that any type of sex is rape and it just depends on whether or not the woman wants to report it. Maybe.
Say, I wouldn't even know that. I wouldn't even know that. I don't go that far. I don't go outside my own borders,
Oh,
basically.
Germany's been plagued with political correctness for longer than pretty much anywhere else.
I figured it started well before Hitler, actually.
Actually, Hitler was the main catalyst for it because now they've got a whole bunch of fucking German guilt going on and all that
Uh,
fucking sort of shit. And so now now a lot of German people are afraid to say anything against anyone that's not one of their own because they're afraid of being called a Nazi.
you see, that shit needs to stop. I mean, here's the thing: a Nazi is something much different than what everyone says. I don't care what the loose definition of a Nazi is. That shit needs to stop. Just because you come from Germany doesn't mean you're a Nazi. Just because you have a Nazi grandfather doesn't mean you're a Nazi. Just because you share one belief that was actually okay, which most of the stuff that Nazis believed in, some people were just like, well, that's okay if you just change this. You know what I mean?
Well, the thing is if you actually go ahead and look at the loony left, they believe in a lot of the same shit that the Nazis believed in.
Exactly. That was kind of what I was going for.
Yep, and that's a worldwide thing now, Bullet Machine. Straight the fuck up. Straight the fuck
Yeah.
up. Bullet Machine said Nazi is the go-to insult for even the slightest perceived out-of-line statement. That is very fucking true. Thank you very much. And that's the reason why whenever someone calls me a Nazi, I'm all like, oh, thank you for letting me know that I'm on the right track here.
Oh, I kind of want to. If there was a way for me to plug a video right now, I would, because Chris Raygun made a good video about this subject.
Yeah. Well, he makes a lot of good videos about a lot of subjects. Let's be honest.
Well,
I understand why Lacey Green's on his dick.
I'm talking about his song, the song called "Punch a Nazi,"
Oh God.
and then at one point, the whole entire music video is just like these SJWs getting mad at people, and then their clothes are slowly turning into Nazi uniforms.
But you see, here's the funniest fucking thing. Uh, Going ahead and talking to Bullet here. The funniest thing is
Yeah,
Bullet says that they just passed the no means no last year, and all
yeah.
signs are pointing to yes means yes for the next years. Um, the thing is that going to apply to your newly acquired breeding fodder?
Are
That
we
is,
talking Islamic?
huh?
Are we talking? Are we talking Muslim?
Yep. Because the thing is
Oh,
the the thing is looking at those reports and everything that were leaked. Yeah,
Oh
it
no,
seems like
that's
it's
never
not
a good
exactly
answer.
Germans raping their own women. It seems like it's the new arrivals that haven't gotten the fucking message that they're not in their own country anymore.
It's really bad. The answer he just gave. That's a good
Yeah,
question.
that's a good question. It is a good question because take a look at the UK. Look at what's going
It,
on there. And the
yeah,
UK, no offense, Bullet, but the UK is nowhere near as fucked as Germany.
or really Poland, for example.
Well, Poland's all like, yeah, you know what? We're arming all of our fucking people.
Yeah, at this point, that's
Oh,
probably the
they're
best.
straight up fighting back.
That's the best freaking decision they've made.
Yeah, that's how they fucking do it, Bullet. The thing is they go ahead, they dump a whole bunch of them, and they scatter like fucking cockroaches. You cannot keep track of every fucking one of them. You know how I know this? Because I live in Northern California. Guess what we're the dumping ground for? Oh, yeah, we're the dumping ground for them to sit there and fucking throw people fresh out of prison into. We're a prison dump site where I live. So
You
we get
see,
to deal with that constantly, constant influx.
oh, what did I say? Poland. I meant the other place. Fuck.
Sweden?
Yes, thank you. My head is
Okay.
like pounding
Thank
at
you.
this
Thank
point.
you.
Thank you for typing that out and making me realize I said a stupid fucking thing. Oh,
Hey, you already said you're not up with foreign politics. We expect mistakes.
well,
But
I knew it was either Poland or Sweden, and I always confused the freaking two. I don't know why.
yeah, honestly,
Why do I?
if I was to move to a country other than the U.S., because I'm still holding out the slightest modicum of hope that the U.S. might be able to turn this shit around. Um, if I was to
The
move to
only
any other country, it would be Poland.
the
I'll just
only
have to
way
trust in
we're
the culture.
the only way we're going to be able to turn this around is if we have another civil war.
Oh, we're going to have a civil war, and I kind of want to be around for that
I
because
kind of don't. I
because
can't even.
Ryu thinks he's gonna be having some fun in that shit. Mm-hmm.
I don't because I don't think I'd actually be able to do anything in it except for like freaking run medical supplies, and I don't want to do that shit.
Oh yeah. Bullet. I'm not saying that that we're having. I'm not saying that the UK is really much less fucked, but it's just now they have an active resistance going. Um,
I,
and the thing is something's telling me that they're pretty fucking close to their own civil war at this point with the way that things are going, since now their citizens are actually out marching the streets doing the police's job now. Since
oh,
the
we're
police are
actually
refusing to do their job, we're starting to see that here in the U.S. as well. It looks like the
this is
Western countries are finally getting sick and tired of the bullshit,
this
and
is going
a
to
lot of
turn
people are
into an
now
actual.
people are getting to the point of saying, well, if they don't have to respect our laws, then why should we respect our laws?
Yeah,
And so now that thought has taken root, and now we're starting to see people actively fighting back. And that's actually what
yeah.
needs to fucking happen, because the thing is at first groups will try to invade peacefully. Then they will try to ramp it up to invading legally, and then they will go to violence. Well, the thing is at this point they're trying to do it in all three ways at the same time.
Yeah.
And this is one of the
But you have to.
reasons why when someone says that they're a radical liberal, I instantly see a bullseye on their chest. The reason why is because at that point, they've sat there and told me that they are willing to use political violence to silence people.
Why would you willingly call yourself a radical liberal?
Because these people actually think it's either A, cool, or B, that it will give them an extra modicum of respect to their surroundings.
I
And
hate to
no, it
tell
doesn't.
them.
It just
I
means
hate
you're
to
now
tell
labeling yourself as the most hated motherfucker on the planet.
I hate to tell them, but radical does not mean what the Ninja Turtle told you it meant when you were younger. Not anymore. You don't get that reference, do you?
I'm sorry, I was reading Bullet's messages. What was that?
I said
Something about
radical
Ninja
doesn't.
Turtles?
I said radical doesn't mean what the Ninja Turtle told you when you were younger anymore.
Oh yeah, no. Radical now is radical as in fucking
Extreme.
nuclear, as in Chernobyl bullshit. Um,
Yeah.
not healthy for
Like.
anyone.
Yeah.
Go ahead and ask Japan. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, Bullet says at least you guys still have your guns. Don't let them take that from you. All of Europe, sans Switzerland, is disarmed, and our militaries are a joke. Yeah, no, that won't happen in the U.S. That's where the
Uh.
Civil War will fucking happen.
Yeah. If they go to take the guns, people will
Because
start.
the only people that want to take guns away are the same people that have gotten guns banned in their cities and have the highest crime rates, and everyone's looking at that going, huh, our highest crime rates are all gun-free zones. Oh, maybe
You know, it's
that's
even
not a
more
good
funny.
idea.
You know what I find even more funny about that? Who all really started the gun-free zones?
Yeah.
Wasn't it like Clinton who really pushed that shit?
Oh, yeah. Clinton pushed it exceedingly hard. But Democrats have been trying to get guns out of Americans' hands for a long time.
Because they're actually the loyalists.
Well, because Democrats know that as they go ahead and they try to push their bullshit forward, they know that the only way that mob rule can happen is if you disarm the people that aren't part of the mob.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Leftists believe in mob rule. And if you want to sit there and say that I'm lying about that, just take one fucking look at every leftist group that's active right now. What is the one thing that they all have in common?
They all don't stand alone, they stand together.
Exactly. They stand in a fucking group. As soon as they're alone, they go silent.
Yep.
And the thing is there's another word for that. It's also called cowardice.
Right now, I'd call it treason almost.
Oh, I've already called these groups treasonous snakes, and I've already said that as much as I hate giving any power to government, I think that the government definitely needs to crack down on these groups.
Antifa at the moment is, I will say this, Antifa is a treasonous terrorist group.
Where was it? Somewhere in the U.S. actually has actually had the balls. One of the states actually had the balls to actually register Antifa as a domestic terrorist group.
They basically are.
Well, there's no basically about it. I've been saying that they're a domestic terrorist group from the first incident.
I'm using the word basically wrong. I meant from the basis, like the base of the group up.
Oh yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, my brain is
honestly,
like fried. It's 4 in the morning.
Let's be honest. One of the best ways to weaken these motherfuckers is to get rid of their money source. So let's go ahead, find George Soros, and go Vlad the Impaler on his ass. Bring us back around.
I wouldn't object.
And the thing is people are like, oh, well, that's advocating violence against someone that's political. Yeah, exactly. It is. But the thing is you've been defending political violence anyway. So any lefties that want to come in and thumb down and all that sort of thing, again, suck my hairy dick.
Here's the thing: we actually had the right to do what we just said.
Exactly. And that was supported by the Supreme Court.
It's also supported by
So,
the Constitution, which they're ruled by.
the Supreme Court, you can't say that.
I can't say that.
No. I'm saying that the Supreme Court ruling by the Constitution. No. They're starting to now, but that's because now the loony left is in the minority.
Oh no! That's not what I said. I said they are ruled by it, not they
They
rule
haven't been.
with it.
They haven't been like with California and its anti-gun legislation.
Yeah,
They sat there and said that that's constitutional.
yeah. That's called party bias.
Yeah, exactly. And so now I would love to see them reopen that and bring it up again, up to the Supreme Court again.
Oh,
Get
do you
on it,
remember?
NRA.
Do you remember what they were? What was their reasoning for that? Bear arms, like they
Yeah,
tried.
they were trying to argue semantics yet again. They're trying to say, "Oh, well, that's not exactly what it means." And they sat there and said, "Well, it means the militia has the right to arms." It's all like, "Okay, so the militia, which is
Which
meant
would
to
be
stop a tyrannical government, has to register and get permission from said government to have guns." Are you fucking retarded? The answer is yes.
originally what it meant was not the militia could be issued guns, because here's the thing: all of the citizenry was supposed to be the militia. Everyone, like from the age of 11 up, was supposed to know how to use a gun.
Yep.
And here's what's even
Just like
worse:
in Poland.
if you actually read what it means, where it says you have the right to bear arms, it even states that you have the right to own up to what the military uses. And arms does not just mean the stuff they use in their hands. It means like if they push a button and it launches something, you can do that too.
Yep.
That's what we're supposed to have.
See, with me, I'm sitting there. I'm all like, all right, you know what? Here's the thing. I go ahead and I look at it. I'm like, all right, I can see some level of regulation as far as guns go because I will go ahead and meet them halfway here. Now, hear me out.
Yeah.
On one side, you have this group that's sitting there and saying, well, they didn't know what kind of weaponry we were going to have nowadays.
Which
Fair
is
enough.
fair. Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. Hey, how's it going, Holy? Welcome back.
Yep.
But then on the other side, you got people saying, so what? The thing is the government now has those weapons. We are supposed to be able to fight back when needed. Well, guess what? If you're fighting with inferior weaponry, and let's be honest, as far as people willing to actually stand up and fucking fight at this point, inferior numbers.
Yeah.
Who's going to get their ass kicked?
Us, especially if we don't get the military on our side.
Even though a bunch of military people said, if it comes down to it, we're going to hold true to our oath.
Yeah, because
and we took the original oath. We pledged allegiance to the people of America, not to the fucking president.
Yeah, it's
unlike
supposed
how
to be.
Obama wanted them to do. That right there pissed me the fuck off. I'm all like, dude, I am so glad I'm not in the military because I would have just fucking gotten nailed for treason.
What Obama was trying to do was turn it back to king instead of president.
What
Like
was that?
him and Bush started this whole entire fucking thing where it's just like they're trying to turn the position from president to king again.
Yeah, they're trying to turn it into a fucking monarchy.
Which it's not supposed to be.
Yeah.
That's what we fought against.
Yeah, we didn't want a fucking monarchy. We wanted the people to in general be able to make the decisions. And quite frankly, I don't think our system is working out too well. But the thing is back when they created the system, there was one
Yeah.
really, really, really big thing that they took very, very seriously, and that was bribery.
Yep.
Now bribery is fucking legal. Now instead of
Yep.
calling it bribes, though, they just call it campaign donations
Yep.
or rent boys. Anywho, moving off that, no, the thing is as far as the right to bear arms, honestly, what is the point of having weaponry for defending your household or for fighting against a sudden attack or something like that if it's between where you've got like 90 different locks between you and it?
Yeah.
What is the fucking point?
You see, I wouldn't even call us Minutemen. We're half-hour men because we have to dig through a pocket of freaking keys and shit to just unlock the locks to get to the gun.
Did you just call me fucking pitiful? Really?
He hasn't seen you fight.
Huh. All right. Anywho,
Huh.
I'm not
But
going to take that seriously. Uh,
this hung in the air for a while then,
pledging
huh?
allegiance to the president was pretty much the thing that made Hitler seize power since he had the military behind him. And that's actually the argument that a lot of the military people that were being sworn in used. They were all like, no, we're not going to fucking do that. We're not going to swear allegiance to a single person because that is how tyranny starts.
I love how he just said typo.
But yeah,
I'm sorry, that was funny.
yeah, but the thing is yeah, but I also understand where Holy Blade's coming from on that because I mean quite frankly, honestly, take a look at it. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are some fucking badass groups fighting back right now.
Yeah.
Like the one group that was standing there that was all like, "You want to fucking bring violence to our fucking doorstep? We'll fucking dish it right back into your face."
Oh yeah, I'll fight violence with violence. It's just I usually don't like to initiate it because that puts me in jail.
Yeah. And here's the thing. If you were a lefty, you wouldn't have to worry about that.
My dad was for really? Ooh, I wouldn't want that job. Good luck with that.
Yeah. Why in the hell would you take away guns during a situation like that? I mean, really? Shouldn't your top priority be getting people the fuck out of there?
Either that or arming them.
Yeah,
I mean, people.
so that they can fight back against the massive waves of looters.
Exactly. I mean, looters might have kids, but so do the people that they're looting. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's actually it can actually be a little bit expensive here, Bullet, to go ahead and get a gun.
Oh yeah, it's freaking expensive.
Yeah, it can be kind of expensive, but I guarantee it's not as expensive as where Bullet lives. As I mean Germany.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can understand that. But yeah, the thing is the first thing that any tyrant is going to do is he's going to disarm the population. That's the first thing because you don't want people to be able to fight back if you're going to be a tyrant.
Like Caesar. Caesar started off pretty well, kind of like basically Caesar did what Hitler did, but prior to Hitler, you know.
Yeah, except
Except he,
except minus the genocide thing.
yeah, except he was more, uh, conquering for his people instead of genociding his own people because they were blamed for a war that they fought in.
Right. And it's all like, see, a, a big issue that I have with the current state of our government is we now have people openly and actively betraying, and the government's
And
not doing
straight up
anything about
lying. Like, straight up lying. And I don't mean like
it. Like,
just
what's his name
lying.
that sat there and cast the vote to stop the repeal of Obamacare?
I forgot what his name was.
Mr. Brain Tumor. Fucking,
Uh,
fucking
well,
goddamn
if his name is like Brain, if that's his nickname, then why is he even in office?
Well, I'm calling him Mr. Brain Tumor because he had just gotten back from having a brain tumor treated.
You see, here's my.
I'm all like, honestly, if you have cancer of the fucking brain, obviously your cognitive functions are going to be a little bit impaired. Maybe you should fucking be removed from the position.
Oh, you know what I learned about King George III? You
What?
know what I learned about him? He the reason that he was so tyrannical was because he had syphilis, and it started affecting his mind.
Oh shit!
Like, he didn't even do it on purpose. Ain't that fucking sad?
Wow.
He had syphilis, and it was the people in what was it, the the houses, you know what I mean, the representatives of the people, the
Yeah.
chambers, they were controlling him. They would What they would do is they would slip an idea into his head and make him think it was his.
Oh,
And
so
then some.
they were using Inception there. Awesome.
Exactly. And then apparently there was also this apparently he just started going into tyrannical fits
Oh,
due to not being able to tell his own thoughts from theirs.
wow.
So that's where all that shit came about.
Yeah.
And
Like in all honesty, at this point, the Supreme Court needs to sit there and just rule that any gun-free zones, that those laws are unconstitutional. They need to just fucking get that ruling out there right now, just to put a fucking stop to this bullshit. Because here's the thing.
I mean,
Like a lot of people are all like, oh well, the left is anti-gun. It's all like, yeah, they're anti-gun until they realize that they're not going to be able to strip the guns away from their opponents, and then all of a sudden now they're putting out videos of them practicing shooting, quote unquote.
here is one thing that I would agree to. You know, like, if students go to school and they're like old enough to have a gun, they, do shoot, they have a license, everything. I think there should be like a safety thing in the classroom, and they're allowed to take the gun out to go to their next class, and then they must put it in a assigned locker.
Yeah, that's never going to happen. That's never
Like,
going to happen.
well, I mean, like, inside the classroom, and then if something goes down, then well, you know.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it's not going to happen with all the
School shootings, I understand.
yeah, that's just not going to happen. And not to mention, remember remember, where do liberals reside the most?
I was thinking high schools, but okay.
Well, no,
I don't.
high schools, grade schools, and colleges. They've got the full fucking spectrum at this point.
Oh, really? It's gotten that far? I thought they were still.
It's gone that fucking far.
I thought it had just gotten to the. I thought it had just gotten to the high school, mid-high school level.
Oh no! Like there's reports now of grade schools
Oh
sitting
yeah,
there
I heard
and
about the
trying to
ones in.
have like segregated classes, or not so much
What?
segregated classes, but sitting there and saying that uh, kids of color, you know, sending them off to another class while the white kids are sat there and told, you know, that you know, told about, you know, slavery and all that sort of shit, and how uh, how they're privileged and so on and so forth, and they should feel bad about it, and you know, all that sort of shit, while these other kids are sitting there, and while the kids of color don't have to go through any of that bullshit being told what their people have done in the fucking past, while they're literally getting treats and candy and all that sort of shit.
Yeah.
And then, oh, no. Then also on homework, there's been multiple situations where parents have written on the kids' homework to the teacher saying, keep your fucking political shit out of my kid's fucking schooling. My kid is too young for this crap.
Yeah. They tried to start doing that shit whenever I was in middle school.
And so that's a thing that's actually going on right now.
And that's what's
And it's
funny
all the way down to
because,
the grade school level.
like, think about it this way. It started, like, it was at the middle school level, apparently, I guess, whenever I was in middle school. And that was, like, I don't know, it wasn't that long ago. It feels like it was, but it wasn't that long ago. Uh, and I could tell the difference between what was BS and what wasn't, you know?
Yeah.
And
Well,
then
you can always tell because the teacher's teaching style, quote unquote, changes when they
yeah.
go into that bullshit mode.
I would associate it with a person going from it's kind of like watching a vampire transform, in my opinion. Like in the like when it's like, okay, here's the candy, now you're my candy,
Yeah,
kind
pretty
of
much.
bullshit.
But it's just one of those situations of like they'll be sitting there, they'll be teaching you facts, and then all of a sudden it goes into stuff that just completely stops making sense, that runs counterintuitive to what they just fucking taught you, and you're supposed to somehow make sense of it. It's like,
Yeah,
are you fucking kidding me? I mean, like now they're not even really teaching kids basic math anymore. They're teaching them this other fucking way of fucking doing math. They're all like, oh, this is so much better. No, it's not. It takes for fucking ever. It's overly fucking complicated.
yeah,
And here you are, you're sitting there saying, oh, well, this is so much better. I mean, because even special ed kids can fucking learn it this way. It's like special ed kids need extra fucking teaching because they're fucking special ed. Stop subjecting kids that aren't special ed to special ed teaching. Stop it.
yeah.
Because you're going to sit there and retard the kids that don't fucking have the issues to begin with. You're going to fuck up their learning.
It's just, it's crazy what
Yeah,
everything is.
Common Core. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, Bullet Machine. Yeah, Common Core. Now, I'm good at math, and I sat there and I looked at that shit and I'm all like, why in the fuck are you doing this? So, like, I remember a time when kids sat there and it was all like, if they found shortcuts in math, they were praised for it. Now, if they don't sit there and literally do math the exact fucking way that it says on the fucking paper, like if they put the number in the wrong spot, even if it's in a situation where the mathematical laws say you can put that number anywhere you fucking want, now they're fucking marking them wrong.
Yeah, that's basically what that started around my middle school year as well. With me.
See, me, I actually had some real fucking teachers that actually knew their fucking shit, so they didn't have to have you go through and do it in the exact same fucking way as their little fucking answer booklet. This is the problem with
have
the
I
institution.
Yeah. Have I told you what my algebra teacher did in middle school? My very first algebra teacher, and why I couldn't do algebra for the longest as time?
Jerked off on your paper?
No. He said, "Here's the book. Read the book. I'll be back later."
Oh, son of a bitch. Oh,
He
it's still
can't.
better than them
Came,
trying to teach Common Core. Look up
well,
Common
he
Core.
can't.
Try to do that shit. I guarantee you your brain will fry.
No, no, hold on. I wasn't done yet. Then he'd come back. If I didn't understand something in the book, he wouldn't help me out or to understand it better because I was never good at math, really. And then whenever
Oh, you were the kid that benefited from No Kid Left Behind, huh?
no, no, I was the one who got left in the hole whenever they freaking did that shit.
Yeah, that's what No
No
Kid
kid.
Left Behind does.
Yeah,
It doesn't address the issue. It just sweeps it under the rug.
yeah. But what's great is that I mean it took all the way till college, but I finally found an algebra teacher that gave a shit
Mm,
and and explained exactly what I needed to know.
yeah.
And now and I even learned shortcuts from her.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, "Holy crap!"
See, me,
And
I
I
was lucky.
like,
I actually managed to land myself into an AP class in 8th grade. I got lucky enough to land there, and a lot of people are like, "Why are you saying you were lucky? Wasn't that extra work?" Yes, it was extra work, but the thing is to teach an AP class, you have to specialize in it. At least when I
"Yep,
was going to school, not anymore. But when I was going to school,
yeah,
back in the day, when you had to walk uphill both ways in the driving snow, um,
yep."
but yeah,
Back when we had to ride a wagon wheel down to the corner store.
right. Back when you didn't need a 401k to purchase a candy bar. Um, but the thing is I actually got a teacher that was able to teach me at the level that I needed to be taught at. Because
Yeah,
the thing is teachers either tried to teach me at too high of a level or they tried to teach me at too low of a level. If they tried to
yeah,
teach me too high at too high of a level, obviously at that point you just don't absorb the information. You might be able to
yep,
parrot it back, but you don't absorb it. But then if you teach it too low of a level, then the kid gets bored and then the kid loses interest. And anyone who has dealt with kids will know once a kid loses interest in something, you're fucked.
yep.
Because they're not picking up that interest anytime soon.
Well, I hate to say I gotta go, but it's almost 4:30 in the morning.
Fuck that. You'll have enough time to sleep when you're dead.
I actually have to get up at 11.
Aw, poor baby.
Yeah, and then I have to go deal with my grandmother.
Oh, okay. All right. There you go. All right.
And my father.
Oh, shit. All right. Speaking
Yeah.
of No Child Left Behind, Jesus.
If I show up there cranky tomorrow, there'll be no child left without a hole in the ground. Shit.
Jesus. But yeah,
Like,
but no, seriously, I'll go ahead. I'll email you. Let's go ahead. Say bye to everyone.
what does he mean? The subscription overview? Is there a difference?
Oh. I'm not entirely sure on that. I'll probably go ahead and make a video about that. I don't know how long you've been sub to my channel, or even if you are sub to my channel, or if you just randomly came across. But I'm going to be doing a video on YouTube itself pretty soon, and I'm pretty much going to be guaranteeing that I get put into the suspended state that they're talking about.
Oh, I probably will too. I'm in the videos with you.
Oh yeah, they're gonna sit there and they're gonna be all like, yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and block this guy's IP. Period. Um,
They might as well. They're just gonna look at my name and block me.
right. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, but I'm also gonna go ahead and take a look at the overview bullshit, and I'm gonna make a video on that too. Um, they might be separate videos. They might all tie into one video. Whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to church tomorrow, huh? Holy Blade? Have fun with that. I stopped doing that a long time ago.
I got baptized and then I quit.
I've been baptized. Peace. I'm out. I'm ending on a good note.
That was basically how it went. Except, you know, I went back one more time after that. They're like, "Oh, you're back." No, I'm not. Then I got a "We miss you" note, and I was like, "Yeah, I don't miss you," and I ripped it up and threw it away. Like I got really mean spirited towards church towards the end.
Holy crap. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to look into the subscription overview. I know that the subscription inboxes and all that's been a real fucking pain in the ass. If you're subscribed to a channel and you want to see all the videos and be aware whenever they release something and not be made known of it like until 3 months later after the video is completely irrelevant, you actually have to click the little notification bell thing.
Belly bell.
Yep. Or as
I thought that was a thing.
or as Mr. Craner says, hit that little bell. Bing. All right.
Oh
Anyway.
God. Ow. Ow.
Ow. Rip headphones users. I cannot do Craner's voice quietly. I cannot do it. I do apologize to anyone whose eardrums I just blew out.
I apologize to your parents. Shit.
Oh wow. Okay, Bullet, I have no idea what's going on there.
I have you like I have you with the bell on, but I mean I don't have a problem seeing more videos of yours. It's just I have to click on a certain I think it's the way you just got it set up. Because
I don't have it
the
set
way
up
it loads.
way.
Well, I mean the way it starts off with, oh well, then never mind. I see 4 videos with the live now thing on it on yours, and then there's this little side scroll thing, and it shows all your videos.
Huh? I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe it's just him.
Yeah, I need to go through and change up my channel and clean it up a little bit. But anywho, all right, guys, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna call it a night tonight. Like I said, either tomorrow or the next day, I'm gonna be doing a stream with Dilgaff, and we're gonna be talking about a couple of subjects that might be of interest to quite a few of y'all. So go ahead and come and join us. Get involved in the chat, or watch it afterwards, and then revel in your misery because you weren't involved in the chat, because we're going to be having a whole bunch of fun there.
We should really just cut it off here because it's 4:20 a.m.
Oh, there you go. Perfect timing. All right, have yourselves a great night. Talk to you all later. Have yourselves a good one. Peace.
All right. Later, people.
All right.